Wow, that's a lot of real estate. Hello, everybody. This is Not a Clue Podcast. My name is Brad. That silence was CD.
I didn't even know. I was reading
his name is Brad.
I'm not.
And the intern Kenneth is here.
Yes.
We actually, before I hoard the show, the start of it, I'm just going to say, for a quick minute, we can talk about it. You might not be able to talk so much because you don't follow baseball as much, but you do. It was just announced about an hour and a half ago now, the death of Tyler Skaggs, who was only 27 years old for the Angels. He's been in their rotation now for, 5 years since they acquired him from the D-backs?
They traded him. They drafted him.
No, D-backs had him.
They drafted him in the same draft with Trout. They drafted him number 40.
But he was on the D-backs for 2 years, and then he was on the Angels for the last 5. Oh, that feels great. Yeah, I think
I hate the fan. I hate the air conditioning.
But yeah, he's 27 years old. I'm waiting to see what the hell he passed from. Because it's not like he's gone through so many injuries. He's been pushing did he push his body too much for him?
I don't
know. Maybe he just, his body was like, I'm done.
Maybe it was pre-existent.
Maybe it was something that they just didn't notice.
It was like glossed over or something.
Yeah, it could have been. It's just crazy how he's 27 years old. That's young.
Yeah.
That's way too young.
Well, it's kind of like the whole freak basketball players dropping dead in the fucking basketball court.
Yeah.
Things can just happen.
Well, they were just talking about this. The Angels just had this happen. Oh my God. The Angels just had this happen with Nick Adenhart 10 years ago now. The Nick Adenhart death that happened, the young kid, 10 years ago now.
I had breaking news, but it was old breaking news.
Oh, the old breaking news? Oh, okay.
So it's
news? So it's just news.
Well, it came up, breaking news on my thing.
I'm just taking the logical destination
I didn't
here.
look at it when it came up, so it just re-came
So
back
it's
up.
broken news.
Pretty much. It doesn't even matter. It's not even like it's a big deal.
Was it like the Jordan Bell thing?
Bucks on Wes Matthews.
Oh, yeah, Wes Matthews, yeah. I mean, that is the steal of free agency. But anyway,
That's the big name drop.
our condolences go out
Pick that
to
name
Tyler
up you
Skaggs.
dropped.
So let's get to. I actually didn't bring my notebook because honestly, I figured we just talk about free agency for most of the show.
What's this? What's free agency?
It's some weird thing that they're trying out.
I don't know. When does it start?
It's like recruitment.
I think the Player Association created this. So that
When does it start? Because as a Knicks fan, it hasn't started for us yet.
It has technically.
Nope, it hasn't started yet.
Technically.
Nope, hasn't started yet. No joke. No joke either.
I wish you could see the death stare that Keith just gave me from using that terrible, terrible joke.
Hasn't started yet.
Now we ain't signed nobody. I'm blind.
Actually, I'm not mad at
The Julius Randle
the
signing.
Julius Randle signing.
Well, let's get to that. How do you guys feel? And I'll actually slide the microphone closer to you.
Yeah, you don't have to.
I am definitely going to. It's not even letting me. So
Yeah, it's gonna come in the fruit
there we
bowl.
go. I'm moving it closer to intern Kenneth. How do you guys feel about your team with this free agency? And I could go through the list.
I'm not gonna say I'm disappointed because it was high hopes, hoping for
You shot for the moon, and
exactly.
you barely made it to a mountain.
You know what's probably not going to happen because they were all considering several teams, not just the
Yeah.
Knicks. It would have been great as a Knicks fan for us to have landed some, but we have some good young talent and we've added some
Decent
decent
pieces.
They're not amazing.
So the pieces that you guys picked up were Julius Randle, who was for a 3-year, $63 million deal. Bobby Portis, 2 for $31. Reggie Bullock, 2 for $21. Taj Gibson, 2 for $20. Wayne Ellington, 2 for $16.
And the last three are all club options for the second year.
Yeah. So you technically still have cap
It's
flexibility.
basically- That's why they did it. They want to maintain the cap flexibility, but they have to fill out a roster.
I don't want to do it. That's stupid to do it. They're going to improve just enough to where they won't get a top 5 pick this
Exactly.
year. Guaranteed. Because that would be the most Nick thing to do.
Honestly, though, Wayne Ellington and Taj Gibson are deep bench players.
Glue guys. But they're going to be starters on this. Not starters. It'll be quick.
They're going to be in
wait,
rotation.
Taj Gibson's not a deep bench guy. He's a 7th,
All right.
6', 7th.
Wayne Ellington's a deep bench guy, though.
He's not too bad.
He gets barely any minutes right now in the league.
Well, look where he was at.
I know, but
But, Julius Randle makes you a better team.
he does. I
Alfred
agree.
Payton makes you a better team.
I
They don't
agree.
make you good teams. They make you a better team.
They make you a middle of the pack team.
Yeah, well, the low end of the middle.
All right, middle of the pack in the Eastern Conference, which is the low end.
No, because the Eastern Conference is stronger than the Western Conference this year. There's no clear cut
changes. Yeah.
There's no clear cut favorite in the West.
Actually, I want to do a thing toward the end of the show after we're done talking about that.
Everybody.
After we're done talking about everybody who signed where, to kind of give a which team won't make the playoffs.
You can't do that until Kawhi signs. Because any team he signs on
It's
makes the playoff team.
Yeah.
Is a playoff team.
Right.
If he signs,
Well, you got to think. You have to assume that the three teams that he's probably going to go to: Lakers, Clippers, Raptors.
like
Two
without
out of-
him, the Raptors don't make the playoffs. Without him, the Clippers don't make the playoffs. With him, they both become.
Championship.
I don't know about championship.
Contenders.
The Toronto is a repeat champion contender. The
At
Clippers
worst,
are,
they'd be an Eastern Conference finalist. At worst,
I don't know. The East is really strong this year. They're top heavy. I don't want to say they're strong. They're top heavy.
Yeah.
how top heavy is the West though? Look at what
That's
Utah
what-
did, and look at what
That's what the West
I
used
think
to
Utah's
be, though.
overrated.
The
Really?
West used to
Yep.
be extremely
Oh.
top heavy.
Utah
compared
made
to-
some good moves though.
They did, but everyone's going, oh, they can make the fight. No, they can't.
Because they have to, especially if Kawhi signs.
Even without Kawhi, if he stays in Toronto, Utah is still over. They're the most overrated, the overhyped team going into the season.
You said that about Denver. So you've switched off of Denver now
Well,
to.
like this past season coming up, Denver was the most overhyped team going into this. They had a great year, but Portland showed you that they weren't as good as they said they, as good as you thought they were. But just picking up Mike Conley and Bogdanovich doesn't make them Western Conference favorites, finalists.
They're good moves though.
No,
They are
Great
good
moves.
love Conley.
Upgrade both positions.
Bogdanovich is a good player too.
Upgrade at both
Bogdanovich,
positions.
Bogdanovich, going back to fantasy, like we talked about, he is a solid fantasy player. He's not a guy who's going to light up your, but he consistently puts up threes, consistently gets you 16 to
Get you
20.
18 and,
yeah.
18 and 5, 18, 5 and 5.
Yeah,
Wait.
with threes.
He's Mike Conley is the most overrated, underrated, great player in the last 20 years.
That is your favorite line.
He is.
You
because
love that
he-
line.
We mentioned this before.
He's
though.
so good, but he's
not at that next level.
yeah,
good.
he's always, for the last 5 years, everyone has been waiting for him to take that next step,
yeah.
which he's never taken. He was always, Mike Conley's underrated. He's underrated.
Now
and he's so underrated, he's overrated now.
Yeah, because everybody talks about how underrated he is.
And I'm not saying he's a really, really good player. Really solid.
He's my style of point guard.
He's an upgrade from Ricky Rubio.
Yes.
Unquestionable upgrade.
Speaking of, were you shocked at the amount of money he got?
No,
3 years, 51 million from the Suns.
they're throwing money around.
Well, the Suns have to spend money because they
They have
have
to-
to hit the
yeah.
they have to hit the low cap.
Yeah.
Because if you don't hit the low cap, the penalty is worse than the salary than the luxury.
Hence, what's in Miami giving Tyler Johnson $50 million.
Well, he's on the Suns now.
Yeah. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's whatever.
Well, the Knicks.
I think that's why a bunch of the Knicks contracts.
You beat me. That's what I was about ready to say.
The only signing that was a good signing is Julius Randle.
I
If he's your third best player, you're a championship contender.
But you have to
I
think
agree.
your draft wasn't bad. RJ Barrett. I mean, that's
Yeah, you know how I feel about RJ.
yeah, I know. But I mean, you had a 3 pick. I mean, it's not like you were going to get 1 or 2.
I told you who I
He
wanted.
wanted further down.
Oh yeah.
I wanted Darius Garland.
Well, let's just say
He's more boom or bust, but I think his boom is bigger than RJ Barrett's boom.
okay, because a lot of people are saying that for RJ now, especially with the people that they've gotten. I tried paying attention. I was in and out of sleep. I worked a double, so I was in and out of sleep last night.
I love what she does.
Just lounges out.
Lays out. She be doing something and then all of a sudden she just
Exhaustion. But now I forgot what I was saying.
About
Time to pay
RJ.
attention.
Yeah, whatever.
RJ
oh, yeah.
He's at focal point now.
Yeah. He went from like
No, he's not the focal point.
no, but he's going to be the unsung star, if you will, because he's the
Julius
fan.
Randle.
No, he's the fan-friendly one.
I was gonna say Randall's probably gonna have to carry most. Of the
Julius
load.
Randle. It's gonna be Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson,
Dennis
Alonzo Trier, and then RJ Barrett.
What about Dennis Smith? You don't think he?
I loved it. I wanted the Knicks to draft DSJ when he came out.
He's a point guard, so he's gonna have his opportunities when
He's a hot.
they're created.
He's gonna be the one that ends up on Sports Center the most.
Yes.
Well, yeah,
But
because he's got that flash and dash.
I'm hoping Kevin Knox takes the next stop because I loved that pick last year. I absolutely love that.
He's got the skill set.
Everyone was like a bunch of people on Facebook. I was going back and forth. It was like, it's like, first of all, you probably don't watch college basketball enough to criticize most picks.
He's a well-rounded player.
Yeah, I think the injury that he suffered early set him back.
Yep. Much like what happened with Porzingis with us. Porzingis was doing well, and then the injury.
I'm gonna admit, I had no idea about Porzingis.
I knew a little bit pre-draft talk, but I knew he was a 7-footer stretch for basically what he is.
He re-signed Max Gill too.
He did.
Did hear that as well?
They are going to regret that.
He.
Oh yeah.
But they had to after doing what they did with him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They had to, which I'm hoping it takes 2 years for him to come back. I hope he doesn't play good this year. Because the Knicks get their first round pick next year.
So you're just
Plan ahead.
Got to.
So, before we get really tired,
And I don't even think it's protected. So I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
I don't believe the pick is protected at all.
So
I think it's
even
top,
if
I think it's top 5 protected.
Is it?
I think
I
that's.
can look it up.
If I saw, yeah, they showed it yesterday.
I don't think it's protected.
No,
well,
I think it's only.
It's not. Then
I think it's only top 5 protected. That's it. So you got to think about it. You guys could end up picking up the 8th and the 10th pick
we
from
had
go.
the 8th and 10th pick this year. Which
If you would have traded back for, yeah.
I would have loved them to have done that.
So the total value so far, not counting the couple that have popped through in the last little bit,
1.4 billion,
double that.
2.8 billion,
2.6.
Yeah, the fucking
Total con. You got to go total contract.
Boston gave out 350 million alone.
I was gonna say, well, they only gave out, the Kemba, really.
I mean, not Boston, Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn did. Yeah, Brooklyn. Yeah,
Brooklyn, we go hard.
Brooklyn has.
I didn't know if you guys knew. I'm a diehard Brooklyn.
oh no.
Brooklyn in the house.
Listen, when they go, is Brooklyn in the house? I'm the first one to go. We right here.
So it seems like your brother wasn't taking the Knicks stuff.
You saw that, huh?
He was. Wow, he took that like it was himself.
Well, you know why? It hits close to home.
Yeah.
His father, my stepfather,
Yeah.
worked in Madison Square Garden for 36 years. 26, 36. What I don't know. He was old as fuck. He worked in Madison Square Garden.
For a while. He worked there a while.
Some asshole behind you talking shit.
No. The first one sounded like the door opening up.
So,
In a rainstorm.
We grew up in the Knicks. And with me being a sports fanatic, he grew up watching sports with me. To be it. So.
I was always a Knicks fan. Allen Houston. When
I got into basketball, it was Orlando and New York.
The Penny
Yep.
era.
Penny is my.
Oh, I was gonna go Nick Anderson. That's
I
what
love
I thought you guys
I
were
love
going.
3D and Nick Anderson too.
Dennis
Before
Scott.
Penny got there with Skaggs and you know what? I liked their uniforms initially.
Yeah, me too.
So, but then Penny came along as I really, before Penny, a little bit before Penny, but as I was getting into basketball, really like getting into it like I was into baseball.
Yeah.
I got into it more. I was a Knicks fan, but I always rooted for.
Yeah, it was.
I always rooted against Orlando because that was my
Brother's team, yeah.
And I'm a Knicks fan, so.
For me growing up, like I've always been a fan of the Celtics, Larry Bird, and all that stuff. But if I liked a jersey or a new logo when they started really redoing them, I would buy a shirt or something. And the one I loved was when the Bucks went this weird deer year, like they went to that weird like.
With Sam Cassell, Ray Allen. And
Yeah. I used to have it. I had like a jersey, the shirt, and a hat because I loved it. I just thought it was nice. Okay, what's up?
Dumpster fires have asked. Dumpster fires have asked us to stop comparing them to the Knicks. They find it offensive. I'd like to apologize to all the dumpster fires that we have offended. Sorry.
Nice.
Goddamn James Dolan.
We don't speak that name.
How unique is it to issue an apology statement for your free agency moves like the Knicks did?
Listen, I don't. It was unnecessary.
Because the hype was all talking up all these other people that they were
And it was
getting.
It was KD centered. Without KD, I don't disagree with not signing anybody else.
Exactly. Why throw your money on something that...
Is Chris Middleton, is he a max player? No. Is Tobias Harris a max player? No.
No.
Jimmy Butler a max player? Yeah.
I like how you guys both did
He's on the
that.
fringe. He's on the fringe of it. He's
right
not.
system, I think.
I don't think he can carry a team by himself.
Exactly. The right system, I think he can warrant a max.
Sorry.
Is he an alpha?
Excuse me, sorry.
He's an alpha. But if
Sorry.
he's your 1A and you don't have a 1B, you're not a very good team. You're a playoff team.
Your service.
You might make the second round. If he is head and shoulders your best player. If he is your best player and you have someone that's just as good,
just isn't as much of an alpha.
mm-hmm. But all right, I can see giving him max player money.
Yeah.
Who else? Kemba, max player. I would have loved Kemba to come back to New York, but I understand not giving him what he wanted. He's 30. He's on a.
Didn't they also have to do a sign and trade deal?
They wouldn't have had to.
Yeah, but
No, but
isn't that how he ended up
Well,
going to?
Yeah, because Rozier was getting signed by them, so it turned into this sign trade
Yeah.
shit.
Is Kyrie a max player? If he's your best player, you're not a good team.
And we found that out.
He's shown that multiple times on multiple occasions.
And he's.
I think he's more of a locker room issue than.
Oh, you beat me to
His
it.
play on the court.
I know.
If he's your 1A, you're not a good team. You might not make the playoffs.
You rely on his streaky shooting.
So I'm okay. That's why we said from the beginning didn't want Kyrie.
Yeah. Both of
Is
us.
Kevin Durant a max player? Absolutely.
Is he gonna be when he comes back?
That's the question. And I can understand. Like, I hate to bring him up, but Stephen A. Smith goes, "Oh, the Knicks are dumb because they didn't want to give Kyrie not Kyrie, KD a max deal." Which, all right, you're gonna give him a 4-year deal for 160 million.
Because remember, they went down this road before with Amari and those guys.
You only get 3 years out of him. The first year back, he's not going to be himself.
No.
So you get 2 years out of him. So you're paying him 160 million for 2 years.
And they've also said that the statistic of with that type of injury, it's
15% of the players are in the league 2 years after the injury.
Yeah, 2 years.
He will still be in the league because his shooting is
Shooting is
elite.
not as
Yeah,
good
oh,
as
yeah, yeah.
And
translates.
he's a 7 foot
Yeah,
point guard.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
You're still.
Yeah.
He's gonna shoot over you.
He's
But there's.
But
his
without
little
his
if
explosiveness,
his little fade is still there and his shot is still there, he's fine. He's going to be perfectly fine.
play outside. So I understand, and then Stephen A's like, "Oh, the Knicks are dumb," and I love how dumb people are when they're spending other people's money. Because Stephen A. Smith's also the first guy, and 2 years ago. Well, what the hell you give him? He was just coming off a Achilles tear, and you can't give him $100 million. And like, shut the fuck up already.
I kind of wish Stephen A. sounded exactly how you just sounded
Like,
for him.
Like I don't understand. Like he's worse than Skip Bayless.
Oh, and that's a tough mountain to climb.
He's worse than
That's
Skip
that's the
Bayless,
Mount
'cause
Everest of terrible
You know, Skip
takes.
Bayless is on the fence.
On the
He's
fence
what's-
of what?
Everything.
Being gay? Why? I don't understand. He is terrible.
No, well, he's gonna either
He
really
flip-flops.
he really loves what he loves, but he's on the fence with everything else.
Oh, and his takes are terrible.
Yes, they're on the fence. He says it not obligatory.
Obscure?
No, he says it just so he can go, well, da 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 da.
Spin
But
it
if you hear what I
however he needs.
said, I said if la 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 and but da ba. So like when he goes, oh,
God, I want him to speak like that.
he goes, oh, Cam Newton. When he was the take he made on Cam Newton or something, he's like, so and so. RG3 is going to be a better quarterback than Cam. He goes, but RG3 got hurt. That's part of the game. But it don't count because he got hurt. It's like, you're an idiot.
He is. He's
But-
terrible.
I don't want to talk about him.
He's terrible.
But Stephen A. does the same. He's the one who goes, oh, the Knicks drafted Porzingis, blah, 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 blah. And then 2 years later, he was like, oh, I never said that. I would love the draft pick of Porzingis. And then they bring up what he says. Yes. And then they bring up what he says, and he tries to spin it. Well, he's like, well, I just thought they didn't have to draft him that early, and I was saying that because of potential. And it's like, no, you said this. What, baby? No, baby.
You had a good rant going, too. I was like, hang on.
He bothers me so much. And again, would I have loved the Knicks to take that chance? Absolutely. 3 years, 2 years of peak KD, 1 year of okay KD is better than whatever the Knicks get, unless Kawhi was an option. Not an option. Everyone knows that. He's made. Just go in your room and play. Go.
What happens if Kawhi shocks the world and somehow signs with you guys?
My bone would never go down.
Yep.
Go, baby.
I would have to agree.
He makes us instant contender.
I stand up and applaud everything the Knicks done in free agency. And I said it from the beginning. If Kawhi magically signs,
If you heard what I said.
Listen, the only way that would become better is if the Knicks worked out a sign and trade and brought AD with them.
see what happened was.
I think Kawhi's going to LA. I think he's LA bound.
Well, there's 2 teams in LA, so I mean, yeah. So
Shit on my cornflakes. I know what I was doing. I was Skip Bayless in it.
that was literally.
Hey, he wasn't wrong. KD went to New York.
That's why I texted him. I go, Katie and Kyrie going to New York. And then 10 seconds later,
Brooklyn.
not the Knicks though.
God
So I
damn.
came home. I was like, "Hey, Katie and Kyrie are coming to New York." She goes, "Oh, I know." It's like, fuck.
So, what do you guys think of the signing of DeAndre and Kyrie to go along with KD? The Nets have a decent team. If you think of,
They're not a championship contender this year.
but look at the
No, this year, no.
their depth isn't terrible though.
Do you know what? I'm wondering if Kyrie is going to stunt the growth of their young players. And now you
that's
guys,
a logical question because look at with Boston.
my point exactly.
Because the guys who, when he was hurt the year before, took leaps and bounds of steps, and then this year regressed.
Yep.
They
And-
started coming on toward the end, but they regressed a lot.
And your center, your young stud star center, Jared Allen, now he's got to fight for playing time with DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah.
So is he going to start regressing? If KD was coming in with him right away, I think it's easier. But with Kyrie coming in, is he going to come in and try to establish his dominance right away?
Without
Or
KD.
is he going to come in and realize this is a free year? Let me help the young kids keep growing. Or is he going to come in and go, hey, get on my back. I'm good enough that we can win the championship. If he has that, he can take them to the championship this year, they're fucked.
The Russ Westbrook mentality?
Well, you got to think those 3 guys are going to be together for the 4 years. Because KD, I'll start to get through the salaries. KD 164. I mean, and change.
I thought he went. No, he is going to take less than that now.
That is the last.
No, I think he's going to take 161 or something like that.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, because they both went down.
Oh, that hasn't been
try to-
that hasn't been official
to make
yet.
sure DeAndre can get
Yeah.
his.
Yeah. No, actually, I think the sign and trade with D'Angelo going to Golden State helped that out a little bit.
Yeah, but they still got to take just
A smidge.
Yeah, I was watching the jump. No,
The
I was
jump
watching
special.
Something.
Yeah, the jump had a big
No,
special.
today I
last
was
night.
watching.
Oh,
Like I was kind of watching. I really wasn't. So I don't know if they did already or if they're gonna. They. I know they are taking less. But I think they said they had to take a little bit less than what they
In
started
order
out.
to get it to fit.
Yeah.
oh yeah. The comment yesterday was we offered the Knicks. The Knicks didn't want to offer KD the max, but look, he's taking less than the max. That was the thing, and someone looked right at somebody on the panel was a Knicks fan and just kind of turned and gave him the look.
Listen, I'm okay with it. Because if he doesn't come back to full strength, he's
That's-
still a top 20 player. He's not a.
And that's the biggest thing is the only reason why he's taking less is because of the people that are coming with him.
Yeah.
Well,
the
the Knicks
Knicks
could have
weren't-
signed all 3.
I know, but if the Knicks weren't in talks with the other people at the time, they can't.
They would have taken Kyrie.
They
And they
can't
already
come
had
across
DeAndre.
with their
Yeah, I agree.
with that same pitch. It's
Listen, we got
you're
two.
not in the rooms. You're not in the conversations.
Next year we got. Next year will be the same thing.
Fans need to learn to be fans.
We'll be fighting again. You know what? Who I wouldn't mind seeing this year? The Knicks signing for trading for K-Love.
Really?
Wouldn't mind that this year.
Would he be somebody that would fit right in on the
Yep.
team? Okay.
He's a
would.
stretch five.
I'm just.
And if
You have to ask a question like that.
If he does, I hope and pray he's a Kevin Love from Minnesota, the 25 and 13, not the 18 and 11, 18 and 10 from Cleveland.
Well, you got to think he's back seat. He was hurt last year when he was finally by himself. You know, I mean, he went from going to the back seat to try to go to the front seat and got hurt.
He went from the front seat going to the back seat, now back to the front seat.
Yeah, and on his way back to the front seat, he hurt his leg trying to go back over the seat.
How do you hurt a toe? Motherfucker, get your ass out there with a hurt toe.
Well,
Hey, Shaq missed a lot of games because of turf toe, man.
Big
fucking punch you in your toe.
So I used to make fun of it all the fucking time back in the day.
You get 30 million, you out here fucking around because of a toe.
All right, so let's go through as of right now before it gets deducted because it is going to go down and Kyrie's going to go down a little bit too, unless Kyrie's is down because Kyrie is listed at 140.
Yeah, because it was 140.
Okay, so he okayed it so far, and that one's gone through. KD's hasn't gone through yet. So
That's still a lot of fucking.
Yeah, God, yes. So Kevin,
I don't see that shit in my life.
Yeah, you will.
and you work at a bank, and you won't even see it.
Look at the screen.
Yeah, he took a picture of
Watch
it.
Narcos.
That's still fake on there.
I used to work at the casino. I'm pretty sure I saw close to that sometimes.
No.
Not in one sitting, but if I added it all up over the 3 years I was there,
Probably
I
not.
still don't think you were close to 164.
no,
You might have been close to.
maybe 60.
I was going to say maybe.
Maybe
About,
100.
I was going to say maybe like.
It was like
I was going to say
3
like
years.
30. I was
100,
going to say
no.
like 30 to 50.
Do about a meal a day on.
Yeah, but
close to
just
a
on
meal a
his
day.
shift is what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in closing shift all 3 years.
Yep. Oh, okay. Okay. So you got to see the whole day's worth.
Yeah.
I was just going
And you
through
were in the
his
main
shift.
bank and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
Never mind.
Maybe about 160 over 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
All right. So I'm gonna.
He's like, all right, shut up. We don't get the fuck
No.
out of
We're gonna. I'm gonna say the player and the team. I mean, if we've already talked about it, we can kind of just and then we can talk about that. As of right now, I'm going by highest average salary per year. KD's is number one at 41 million, 4 years, 164 from Golden State to Brooklyn. Klay Thompson signed the 5-year 189 to stay with Golden State. His
Supermax.
37.9 per year.
He lost 40 million.
Yeah.
Not making one of that team.
Yep.
Yeah.
40 million because sports writers.
So, do you think that was a good signing to get him back? Because they're not getting him for the 5; they're getting him for 4 because he's missing all next year.
He's not gonna miss the whole year. He said.
You said he's expecting back in December?
Yeah. Well, late December is the
Earliest.
The earliest, yeah.
Cross your fingers. Hopefully.
Yeah, that's the
But
6-month window.
They're thinking maybe around February, right after the All-Star break.
They might be able to.
be able to do basketball operations, and then March.
So he'll be like Boogie. It'll be like
Yeah, but they're really good at bringing them along slowly.
Although, did you see the KD was pissed at how he got brought along and then got to play
He
again?
did it on.
Well, now he's out, so we can say whatever the hell he
He
wants.
did it to himself. Because he had the strongest word in the English dictionary.
No.
Kev, you ready?
No. You're right. You're not wrong.
I asked my doctor, he said I shouldn't, so no.
Not even
I'm not, but I mean,
Kev, you ready? Nope.
By the way, hi, Bill. Thanks for listening.
William?
Bill said hi on the thing. He goes, I just tuned in. He sent me a text.
I'm mad at you, Billy Lewis.
Uh-oh, whoa. He brought out the name.
oh.
William Defoe Lewis.
He'll take that as a compliment. Willem Dafoe.
Let's get back to it.
All right.
Fuck Billy.
Third on the list is Tobias Harris.
Tobias?
$36 million a year, 5 for 180. So to stay with Philly, what's your? I mean, we just kind of said, is he worth that? No.
To them he is.
Is he a very good player though?
Yes.
No.
Yes. I think he's. We've said that he's a good player before.
Yo, you said very good.
Oh, okay.
He's not a very good
I
player.
was gonna say, he's
a
on
good,
the verge of taking that. He needs to get.
I don't think he has that next step. I
I don't
think
think he
this
does
is
either.
his max.
Really?
I don't
He's
think he does.
he's a good player. Is
I
he a
like
very
him.
good
I-
player? I like him too, but he's not a very good player. He's a good player.
Would you want him on the Knicks?
For 5 of 180, no.
No. But let's just say you got 5 for 133. A random number.
Yeah, that's really random.
That,
What? Listen,
I didn't know what.
I'm not spending the money. Would I want him on the Knicks? Sure.
Okay.
But at 5 for 180, no.
No. Okay. Because
But to Philadelphia, he's worth 5 for 180.
well, you got to think. Look at how they did it. They went in. Their goal was to really. They offered Jimmy the max, and if he said no, they instantly wanted to go to him. And they offered him. They said that was their plan ahead of time. He turned it down, so instantly they're like, okay, we want Harris.
I think them losing JJ Redick is huge. Though.
I was going to get to him later. I was going to ask that question. That team could surprisingly make playoffs and stuff. The Pelicans.
No, they won't.
Really? There's a chance.
No, it's not.
That's why I want to get into that
There's
talk
a
later.
chance, absolutely.
Yeah. That's why I want to get into that talk later.
Every team's got a chance.
Next.
Except the Knicks.
And the Suns. Don't forget the Suns.
Listen, they got a core building block to use. Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton is a nice building block.
Don't forget the Ricky Rubio.
I didn't play him on purpose. But they have,
I just wanted to Mario him up
those
there.
Those two players are better than what the Knicks have.
That was super racist. Anyway.
So, every team has a chance except the Knicks.
Next, Chris Middleton is fourth on this list at $35.6 million, $178 million total to stay in Milwaukee.
Again, he's worth that to them.
Well, he is also, and plus him and Giannis have become really good friends.
He
so
fits that team very well. If they don't re-sign Giannis, that's going to be scary ugly. Yeah, Middleton.
Well,
he's coming to New York.
Giannis?
They actually said, what if this was their plan all along? The big fish that they were looking for was the Greek freak.
He's going to stay in Minnesota.
I think he'll stay.
Yeah.
He actually likes it there.
I don't think he cares about liking it there. But I think
But he actually has stated he likes it there.
Everyone, fucking Kyrie
His
said he loved
family's
Boston.
kind of built a life around him there.
Yeah, Kyrie said he loved Boston. He wanted to retire and put his jersey up. So
Yeah, but he was only there for a cup of coffee.
you can take what they say with a. What I'm saying is, I think he likes it more because the franchise is built completely around him. If he wins there, I won here.
Yeah.
So I think, like, if they weren't close, he would say the same thing. He would say the same thing, and leave just as easy.
No, you're not wrong there.
Of course not. It's me.
Next, fifth on the list, from Boston to Brooklyn, Kyrie. Actually, he's tied with somebody else. It's him and Jimmy Butler have the same exact contract.
Jimmy buckets.
4 years, $140.7 million, basically, $35.197 per year. That's a lot of money still.
I agree.
If you're gonna pick between those two, who would you want?
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. Hands down.
Because I know what I'm getting with him.
You're also getting more defense with Jimmy
Yeah,
Butler.
that's what I mean.
Yeah, you're getting more defense with Jimmy Butler.
I'm getting a decent to good offensive player, and a above average to really good defensive player. And I'm getting intensity.
One of the better perimeter defenders.
And I'm getting clutchness. You can quantify that, which I don't think you can.
I was wondering how you were breaking up that word clutchness.
Because I was going to go somewhere else with it, but
So you really can't quantify clutch.
yeah. So
It's an attitude, honestly.
It's the attitude.
You either got to have it or you don't.
It's the attitude. Sorry,
And even the people that don't still got it.
Rookie-
They know they got it.
Rookie of the Year reference that I just threw out there.
just trying to follow that one. I'm trying to follow that one.
He's piecing the puzzle.
They don't have the attitude,
Yeah.
but they got that ability to
Well,
be clutch when it's needed upon them.
You always knock that over a show at least once.
Listen, sprinkle some crack on it.
But, peanut butter and crack sandwich?
Oh, did you see Will comment to us?
No.
Will commented and he goes, "Hey, tell CD he was wrong about the Buffalo. They also gave us Rick James." And I go, "Thank you. The now insert Dave Chappelle reference here goes right along with our show."
Rick James!
Bitch!
He actually said last week's show was absolutely hilarious, and he wants us to stay on that line. He said last week was the funniest one he's listened to from us in a while. So.
I'm okay with that.
He's one of our loyal listeners.
He
actually,
won't like this one then because it's more.
Business.
Yeah. Well, free agency is big for sports, and us being a sports podcast, we gotta
You gotta hit
delve
hard.
into it.
Yeah,
That's
well,
what
we
she
were
said.
so all over the map last week.
Yeah.
We literally
It was a great show last
we
week.
lived up to the ADD
I
of
laughed
podcast.
hard.
We lived up to the ADD of podcast last week. We really did. Next is Kemba signing with Boston.
Boston. I like how the accent came in.
Came right back.
Boston.
He's gonna drive his car to
his
Boston.
contract is actually, now that I'm looking at it, the same as Kyrie's and Jimmy Butler's.
Should be a couple more.
No, his is 4 for 140 also.
No, I mean, isn't it like two more? 4 for 140 here?
No, they're both 140.7. All three of them are the same contract.
Yeah, because that's the max they could have got.
Yeah.
The same. I'm different.
Wow. You all right over there?
No. Look what I can do.
Wow.
Oh,
A Mad TV reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, ambiguously gay duo.
That's Saturday Night Live.
Mad TV also.
The ambiguously gay duo was Saturday Night Live.
Mad TV too.
That's with Stewart.
Yeah, I know.
Stewart.
Yeah, he was stupid.
He's still going, like Stewart. So was that a good move for Boston to get Kemba? Considering what they've
He's
lost.
Kyrie Light.
Just not a malcontent in the locker room, though.
He's just Kyrie Light. That's what he is.
Well, you also got to think, they've also lost Al Horford. They lost Scary Terry. I wanted to call him that.
I still think they're a good team. Are they a championship team? No. Are they a good team? Yeah.
Did you hear Rozier's comment about playing in Boston this year? He went from taking a back seat to riding in the trunk. That was his comment about playing in Boston this year.
He's not wrong.
I thought that was absolutely hilarious. Even though it's a slanderous thing toward my team, I still thought it was hilarious. What's up, Jay? Oh, I think Bella is more interested.
I've been here for Bella.
I've been here for an hour, Bella. We have a guest. We have a guest that has just arrived here, ladies and gentlemen.
Give the applause. Give the applause.
Oh, here, hang on. Slow applause. Goodbye, Jay.
Start waving.
But our friend Jay is here. He'll be joining the show in a minute. He's bringing
He's
in
in
some.
his Carmelo Anthony Syracuse jersey. Very appropriate for this free agency.
Nick's about to sign Melo.
Where's Melo gonna land?
On
I
his
heard
couch.
tops of the Lakers. I did.
If he signed for a vet minimum, would you be absolutely surprised?
Nope.
No.
All right, next on the list is Kristaps Porzingis. 5 years, 158, 31.6 per year.
Stops.
So you've already said you hope that,
I hope he doesn't play this year.
or if he does, he brings the team down a little bit.
Yep. I'm hoping Luka Doncic regresses.
Usually second year is not the best year for most.
Are you moving in?
This one needs to get plugged back in.
Nope.
They need about another hour to cook.
Are you moving in?
Oh, I thought he was getting more shit. We're all watching you going, is he getting more shit?
We got a third crackback coming in?
My God.
To the left.
To the left.
To the right. Everything needs to be.
The look on your face right now. You trying to shot collar us? Is that what you were trying to do?
Get shot collars for everybody on the show.
I don't know what the
Shut
fuck.
up.
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Anyway, welcome, Jay.
Now, hola, good sir.
I'm so confused.
Bella, Bella.
Next on the list in the sign and trade, going from Brooklyn to Golden State, D'Angelo
I
Russell.
don't understand that deal.
Neither do I.
I only understand it as a trade chip later down the road.
That's
Somebody
basically it.
said that that's what this is going to be.
Yep.
Like he'll play his 1 year while Clay is getting healthy-ish, and then they're going to
Sold.
trade him somewhere.
I'm dead. 'Cause I
But it doesn't make sense. Everyone knows that's what they want to do, and they're not going to be able to trade for it.
exactly. People are going to be, nah, we don't want to touch it.
Or it's going to be this. He's going to play really well, and they won't be able to trade because he's going to fit their system so well. He's going to not flourish, and his value
He's going to go.
drop with his contract. His
Yeah.
contract is going to make him almost untradeable. So they're going to either have to eat money, or they're not going to get back what they want.
Instead of thinking they'll get something good in return, they'll get like a second-round pick in 2023.
I take one of those. It's a good draft.
That's what I'm entering the draft.
All them
Never
freshmen in high school.
That's what I'm entering the draft.
Oh, are you?
23.
Nice. Are you still going to be eligible
Stop.
for that?
I mean, why not? I'll go back to school for a year.
What's this going to be? Necessary roughness? And you have 1 year eligibility left, so they bring you back?
I still got 2 years eligible. No, 2 years eligibility.
Technically, I have 3 years of eligibility. I only went to school for a year. I didn't even play a sport, so technically I have 4.
What year school did you go to?
Oh, 4.
What school?
Oh, SUNY Oswego.
That 4-year school?
I'm gonna
Yes,
say.
sir.
I thought when you played for semi-pro or pro team that
Yeah,
was
you
your
fucking can't
eligibility.
Yeah,
No, he
No,
didn't
no,
get paid.
I can't play football,
No, he didn't get paid.
and I paid to play. Yeah.
Yeah, he paid. He
still
gave money.
semi-pro though.
Yeah. I thought that canceled out your eligibility
for
once you're...
football.
For football. Yeah, I'm not talking about football. I'm talking about basketball.
I thought it was across the board. I didn't
No,
realize it
because
No,
a bunch
it's-
of players go play NBA and go back. And play.
It's, a lot of football players go to baseball.
That's what I meant. Chris Winky, Charlie Wood, not Charlie Wood. Charlie Wood played basketball and football.
Yeah, he
Your
did.
favorite quarterback?
Chris Winky, Charlie Wood?
No. The Denver, Tim Tebow.
No, he just played football. He didn't play baseball until after football.
She's like, I can take advantage of him right now. Just like, just go. Next.
Hence me saying that's a normal question. This shit wasn't working.
Next.
Aaron tuned us all out.
Oh, she got a couple chuckles out of
Oh,
that.
every now and then you look over, she'll laugh at her.
To the left, she's going, hee hee hee.
She tuned us out.
The next on the list is Al Horford. 4 years for $109 million, 27.2
That's
per
such a
year.
good deal signing for them.
But you got to think he was the thorn in their
Not
side.
even that. They have a legitimate
They're starting
presence if Embiid gets hurt.
Yeah, but they're starting 5 with Horford, Embiid, Ben Simmons,
I don't
Tobias Harris,
That's stupid.
and Josh Richardson now from Miami, because they got him in the sign and trade for Jimmy Butler, which I think was not a bad pickup on their end.
No.
That was the other part of it. Josh Richardson went from Miami to Philly as well.
See, the Warriors are going to retire at 35.
They're going to retire it? Really? Wow. I figured they would have took a shot at him and gave it to like D'Angelo or something.
No, Latham said as long as I'm chairman or whatever his title is, no one will ever wear 35 for Golden State again.
Wow. Jesus. All right.
Yeah, he did bring 2 chips.
And should have brought a.
You sure got some dip with it, motherfucker.
I hate you. I hate you sometimes. I really do.
Next,
You can't really share 2 chips.
I mean, you technically can.
It
One
depends
for you
on-
and
it
one for
depends
someone
on how
else.
big the chip is.
What if it's? What
Well, how big was the chips?
It was huge.
Well, his first one was huge.
Second one was even huger. It was huge.
Wow, if you still, I don't know.
Listen,
Paying that man some
listen,
money.
listen, no, we don't name shit. They're not paying us.
Yeah, they didn't know what it was. That could have been from some Asian show that we.
Huge.
Oh, you took that very racist.
We just lost all our China listeners.
I know. Actually, we had somebody recently from Japan or Korea listening.
Osaka.
They were one of our downloads. I was like, oh, hey, look at that.
They
That
thought,
was one for
they
the
thought,
wrestling part.
they thought it was Japanese porn.
Yeah. They saw urinal cakes and like, click.
Ooh, my favorite porn.
What the hell was that? That was like 4 different accents in one shot.
I'm racist. You're welcome. Fucking hilarious.
So next on the list was the guy that he said he would like to start a big man team around, Vucevic.
It's because he's dumb.
$25 million a year, 4-year, $100 million contract to stay in Orlando.
It's because he's dumb.
Fly ball.
No, that joke's not even going over right now. No.
Cut.
No.
We're in Yankee Stadium.
We haven't had one of those yet.
Oh, I didn't do the whoring because I went into the serious topic to start out the show, and then
No, we also haven't had the T word.
oh, that's right, we haven't.
Titties?
Yes, we haven't had that in a while.
Ba-ding, ba-ding,
What's the T word?
ba-ding, ba-ding.
We did. I was eating when he said it. I couldn't get it out.
Nice.
I hate both of you.
So,
That
you.
bone was deep in there.
I've never heard that before. So, do you
I
like
have
the
watched
Vucevic?
Japanese porn.
Do you like the Vucevic deal? Considering that's the guy you said.
No, the reason why I said I'd build a big man team around him.
Because you're stupid.
No, is because he's not going to be my focal point.
If you're gonna build around him, he's your focal point.
No.
He was
You
in your.
don't build around something that's not your focal point.
He was your all-star starting 5 that we did.
Wait, time out. When you say you're gonna,
Because he's a role player.
but you don't build around him.
If I want to build around around a big man. I can't build around a superstar big man when there's not a superstar big man that plays a big man game.
But you don't build around a role player.
Yes, I do.
Then you're in
I
it.
build a team. I do not build an individual. I know it's a superstar-driven league, but you can compete with a team.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
Tell me what last team that competed with a team, not a superstar.
Boston.
When did they compete?
They competed.
When?
They weren't competing for the shit, but they were.
Then they didn't compete.
They competed.
The last team to win the championship was Detroit.
I'm okay with that.
How long ago was that?
I'm
91?
okay with that. I will beat the fuck out of everybody in this
91.
league till we win.
No, they won.
No, that's the bad boy Pistons. We're talking about the Rip Hamilton, Chauncey Billups.
Wallace.
Yeah. Rasheed.
But that's the style of game I enjoy.
And your style of game is outdated.
It is outdated.
You
That's the
would be
style of
the
game I
Knicks.
enjoy.
That's what you would be in today's NBA.
Thank you.
If you're going to build around Vucevic, who's a good player, if you're building around Vucevic, you're fucked.
I just surround him with a whole bunch of great shooters.
You're fucked.
Again, I will bring
good
this.
defenders.
I'll bring it back to this. Fantasy-wise, great player. Fantasy-wise,
Agreed.
fantasy-wise, his numbers are top tier. They really are.
Listen, if we're going to have a draft and you taking Vucevic from number one, I will love you forever.
I also will love you. Look at what we were picking.
Okay.
Anyway, next, going from in the sign and trade.
Not even Aaron would take Vucevic first.
Okay.
Racist. You're all racist.
She's white.
Ish.
Doesn't matter. You're all racist.
Next, in the sign and trade
From
from
that white-ish.
from Milwaukee to Indiana in the sign and trade, Malcolm Brogdon, 4 years, $85 million, 21.25.
Milwaukee's going to
Regret.
regret.
I think so too.
Not
Well-
enough to where it's going to change them. I still got them as a favorite in the East. But they are going to.
What do you think about him and Oladipo together?
Yeah, they're a good team.
It's a very nice backcourt.
Yeah.
It really is.
I don't think they're a championship contender.
No. But they improved themselves.
What I'm getting to is right now, if you're not a championship contender team, you're,
Yeah.
I don't care.
You're somewhere floating in the middle.
You're the Knicks.
No, because they're not even a playoff contender team. Like they've gotten better,
Yup.
better than 17 wins. Yeah.
Well, the people they picked up, they should. Keyword in that.
Listen, I love Julius Randle. I think he is not a superstar. He's a star in the making.
But like you said, they're going to do the Knicks thing. They'll pick up 29 wins, and then they'll be like the 12th pick instead. Because
we'll get to, it'll be a. This is what's going to happen because this is what the Knicks do. In a two-player draft, we get the 3rd pick. In a 5-player draft, we'll get the 6th pick. In a 7-player draft, we'll get the 8th pick. That's what's going to happen.
New York.
And I'm still a diehard New York Knicks fan.
I
Got
thought,
my
you were,
Knicks shorts on, baby.
I thought you were going to say a diehard Brooklyn fan.
No, Brooklyn is my team to my core.
It's always been rooting for Brooklyn.
Listen, I'm the one who was calling Jay-Z telling him to bring a team to Brooklyn. Because I grew up in Harlem, and that makes sense. Fuck Brooklyn.
I don't know how they even got KD over in the Knicks.
Because they're a better run team than the Knicks right now.
Yep.
And the Knicks
Nobody
didn't,
wants to touch James.
and James Dolan didn't want to offer him a max deal.
Because James Dolan's the key
Idiot.
of the NBA.
Thank you.
An idiot.
He just called you an idiot. You gonna take that shit?
If it's true, you can't get mad. So
I know what I'm doing.
no, you don't. You're taking Vucevic.
Everybody that saw that's like,
He's not even the best big man on that team.
Give me an NBA 2K for this year right now. I can make a team with Vucevic as my centerpiece and win.
Win what?
No creative
The
players.
shit. No creative players.
Okay.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
You're fucked.
Is this on rookie level though?
No, I don't play a single
No,
game.
no, but you know why I asked
know.
that question.
No, I won't play a single game. I'll sim the whole thing.
And you'll be a good team. You won't make the playoffs.
Yeah, I will.
You won't win.
Or
you
you?
won't make the playoffs.
I was
You
gonna
won't
say.
win a
I was gonna say
championship.
you'll be like a 6 seed.
And if you're not winning a championship, what does it matter?
Yes, my bad.
If you're building a dream team and you're not competing for a championship,
Oh no, Dream Team's completely different.
that's what we did last.
Yeah,
No, I built my dream team. It wasn't around Vucevic though.
That's what.
we
You had me
last-
pick my top 5.
No.
I picked Vucevic as one of my 5.
Yeah, no, that's what we said. It was a starting lineup of like this position.
And yes,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
wasn't-
Your number one center was Vucevic.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I picked for my starting 5. But the other people I had on that team was not just, hey, let's build around Vucevic. It was a whole bunch of superstars
no,
like
it was.
everybody
Yeah,
else
yeah, yeah.
built.
It was a couple superstars and a couple really good role players.
which is, I think, what you need in the league.
Here's my question: can the big men go 48 minutes though, or are they going to get tired down the stretch, and then a younger, smaller team's just going to run you over?
That's what a lot of teams
So what good is having all those big men
I didn't
if
have all
they're
those.
just going?
No.
The
My team
younger
is
men
going
are
to your
going
team's ass. I'll just say that.
coast to coast on you.
Well, I believe your team had a couple of the same players.
For the most
I
part.
didn't have Vucevic.
Touche.
No, he had too many people that are going to want the ball all the time.
When we were scoring 170 on your team, it won't matter.
Why did he score 170 on my team?
Who's going to stop AD on your team? And if you say Vucevic, I'm a dick kick.
AD.
You didn't pick AD.
Yes, I did. I had him in my 4.
Yeah, he had a,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he either had him as the 4 or he had him as the 6th man.
All right, so who's going to stop Kawhi?
Kawhi! I had him on my fucking team.
Who's going to stop LeBron?
All right, that one.
Okay, he was the only one
The
with
only one who
LeBron.
took LeBron. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had PG.
He ain't stopping LeBron.
No, but he'll put him on Kawhi, and I'll put Kawhi on LeBron.
And Kawhi's going to bust PG's ass.
No, Vucevic is covering all the.
Good point.
Vucevic is covering the paint. Forearms to the face all day.
My God, is he getting kicked out of the game
Was this the
now?
90s?
I was gonna say, holy shit.
Giannis is my 6th man. I'm good.
Giannis was in my starting 5.
Yeah, Giannis was my number 1 pick.
This was my 6th man.
He was my number 2 pick. You're fucked.
You didn't have KD, Giannis.
I didn't have KD.
And not KD, but Kawhi.
Yes, I did.
Giannis
Yeah, you did.
And LeBron.
Well,
in
I
his
fr-
starting 5.
When we
Kawhi
start-
was his 6th man.
No, LeBron was my 6th man. Because at the end, I was like, I don't believe no one said him.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
still.
because you were like, wait a minute, nobody said LeBron, so my
It's
6th
all right.
man,
It's all
LeBron.
right.
Okay.
Back to free
All
agency.
right.
We can go on about this for.
we call
Listen,
we
we're
call
gonna make
back.
a new team today, and this is what we're gonna. If you have to play one game for your life, then that's where we'll go.
Okay.
And we're writing it down. So next week,
Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen.
No, it's for now. I didn't bring my notebooks. We have to get a. Okay.
I hate you sometimes.
It's a dream team.
All right, I'm taking Bill Russell.
I got Wilt Still.
I'm taking Will too. Give me George Mikan too while we're at it. Why not? Fuck it. I'm taking Lou Alcindor. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Whoa.
Hey, how many people you put on this fucking roster?
That's the same
Yeah,
person.
no, different names,
There's
different
15 players on the team.
It don't count. Different names. And Aaron, you pay attention. You're in this too.
Again, we're doing another pointless draft of.
I'm taking Neon Bordeaux.
Nice.
That's who I'm taking.
Nice. And we're gonna play it. We're gonna draft it snake style. Why did I just write on the paper?
Grabs a blank sheet of paper, writes down 2 names,
And
then
snakes.
snake style and just covers the whole page with the fucking snake drawn line for no fucking reason.
He really did too.
That's how much this draft is important right now.
Thank you, Jason. Fuck all y'all. See, he's results oriented, and you guys are just laughing at me.
It was
I've been looking for this for like forever.
Forever, ever?
Forever, ever. It's my account for my
Forever's never been
web
too
account.
long.
Whoa, calm down. I'm down.
Too many words?
Copyright.
Too many words.
Where did I leave off? Malcolm Brogdon. Okay. Oh, did you see what they traded for him?
No,
Bella did. A first and a couple seconds.
Do you like chewing on garbage?
Whoa.
you like
Whoa. Let's put that down. Remember, we're all Rangers fans here. Don't do that.
Yes,
Don't do that.
Yes, we are.
we just signed what's his name?
A guy.
The number 1 free agent.
Oh yeah. We got the only A+ from
What,
the
so you can
draft
trade him
grades.
halfway through the season
Barry Melrose gave the Rangers an
after
A+.
he's leading your team.
No, actually, they're the young guys that they have coming up. We're talking hockey. What are we doing?
You guys only
There's
trade your
basketball free agency.
Cap. You guys only trade your
Well,
cap.
he didn't say basketball free agency.
I said free
He
agency.
said free agency.
Oh.
Well, there's a
So
lot going on in
touche.
basketball.
Wait.
Touche.
How does he get the number 1 pick?
No, I just fucking just gonna pick 5 people. Oh,
It's
6.
not like the number 1 pick.
Well, you said you wanted to do a snake
I
draft.
lied.
And Brad's in his
Yeah,
first.
That's gonna take
we
way
just
too
picked
long.
the top 6 people that we.
All right. After Malcolm Brogdon, next on the list, Sacramento kept him 4 years, $85 million.
Harrison Barnes.
Yes, that's good. Good on him.
What school did he play for?
Some terrible Some terrible heel thing. I don't know. The Achilles heel. I don't know what it was. Something like that. It was god awful. It wasn't Duke. That's all I know.
Yeah, he
Yeah, like a lot of people, not from Duke.
There's most of the league, if you think about it. Whoa.
Let's go. Harrison Barnes.
Pump the brakes. Next on the list.
How many Dukes have been listed so far? Kyrie, right? Okay.
Kyrie was here. So how many on the list were from North Carolina?
Carolinians.
And how many Carolonans?
I'm not counting. They're a Duke fan. Jesus.
Okay. Next on the list,
It was the last time they won the championship.
from the Pelicans to the Knickerbockers, 3 years, $63 million.
Julius Randle.
Julius Randle.
What college did he play for?
You play for Kentucky.
I know. That's why I went.
I thought you were looking at me.
No. That's why. I did.
I mean,
What are those?
I
I know
think that's
basketball.
Alexis' shirt.
We've already talked about that, so we don't have to talk about him. Next, in the sign and trade from Boston to Charlotte, 3 year, $58 million,
Scary Terry.
19.33333333. Scary Terry Rozier.
What school did he play for?
Oh, I know this too.
Indiana?
No, he didn't play for Indiana. Did he play for Indiana? No, he didn't play for Indiana. I can't remember this one. I cannot remember this one.
Niala.
Who, what team was it? I can't remember.
I don't know. No. When we come in. You didn't eat dinner yet, so you got 20 more minutes outside, then you're coming in. So go play.
So he played for
I want to say Louisville, but that's wrong.
it. Okay, his Wikipedia page doesn't even list it.
Fuck it.
All right. Okay. Whatever.
Because I'm really interested in doing this draft shit now. I'm about to fill my team out and say, fuck you fuckers.
Oh, here's a Bleacher Report betting breaking news.
So,
Mitchell Trubisky has more bets on him to win the MVP in Vegas than any other player in the NFL.
this is stupid.
Yeah, thank you.
Over Tom Brady?
Over everybody. And we're Bears fans. And that, just reading that baffled me, and your face said it all.
The odds are
I
in
hate you
his.
sometimes.
You know, the payout's going to be amazing.
Well, yeah.
I know it ain't because by the time you bet on it now, the odds are...
Yeah, the odds
I know.
of, well, you got to think,
Adjusted.
if he has the most bets, his odds of,
I'm
Yeah.
taking Eli. That's who you get rich off. You bet $1, you become a billionaire.
you become something.
You bet $1 on Eli becoming MVP right now, you become Warren Buffett times 2.
Well, it's like that guy that put the 10,000 on the
Toronto.
Lakers. No, the Lakers,
The Lakers
before the trade
they
happened.
were
Before the
28 to 1, no, 15 to 1, something like that. And they jumped to 2 to 1.
Ooh.
and somebody right before the trade was announced, like 30 minutes before the trade was announced, placed a $10,000 bet on him on the Lakers to win the championship.
Shit.
And then they came out and they're like,
It was LeBron.
somebody had
By the way,
inside info.
by the way, Scary Terry played at Louisville.
What
You're
did I
gonna
say?
get in trouble.
He said Ohio State.
He said Louisville.
I thought he played.
He said Louisville.
Oh, did he? Why
Yeah.
did I hear Ohio State?
I have no
Did you
idea
say-
why you heard.
You said Indiana.
I forgot they have a basketball team. No, because I remember I thought he played with Kevin Ware.
Oh, Kevin Ware when he.
I knew it was red.
Did you just take a sip of that?
No,
Oh, I
thinking
thought
of
you
Kevin
did.
Ware's injury.
Oh,
The
yeah,
I
yeah.
did do that when we were in Montreal.
I remember that.
No, like 2 weeks.
No. You did it when we went to Montreal too.
When we went
During
I think
the
it's Montreal.
during the lips thing.
That shit was hilarious.
That lady. Oh my god.
I just wanted to lick her lips for her.
You were LL Cool J the entire time we were at that
not
booth.
even in a sexual manner.
No.
just lick your lips, bitch.
I wanted to punch her in the face with a chapstick.
Are you writing your team down?
I think that's how you say it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's got to be positioned
Oriented.
Oriented.
perfect.
I'll
All right.
try.
So next on the list,
I don't think it really matters after that. There's no big names after that.
well, we can start chunking. You have
Chunky Duncan.
Bogdanovich signed $73 million for 4 years. Ricky Rubio went from Utah. Sorry, I have to do it. Went from Utah to Phoenix, 3 for 51.
Motherfuckers looking people up and shit.
Rudy Gay,
Because if I don't know have all their names like you guys do, so I'm just making sure that I got their name.
Rudy Gay stayed with the Spurs, 2 for 32. Bobby Portis, 2 for 31. Valanciunas stayed in Memphis, 3 for 45. Thaddeus Young went to the Bulls, 3 for 41. Terrence Ross stayed in Orlando, 4 for 54. Pat Beverly stayed with the Clips, 3 for 40. That was one of the people that the Lakers were looking at.
It don't matter if they get Kawhi.
Dwayne Dedman went to Sacramento, 3 for 40. I can't believe that he got 3 for 40.
Kawhi's not the number 2 shooting guard.
JJ Redick.
Kevin Durant's not a center.
You could put Paul
Oh,
George.
well, I didn't know that you wanted them in the
Yeah, that's
order.
what I said. They got to be positioned.
Okay, well, switch Anthony Davis and...
Anthony Davis is a power forward. No, we said the
He was listed
He
as a
was
center.
4 or 5 didn't count.
Yeah, he was
4 or 5
listed.
are interchangeable.
So you got to switch
Paul George
Kyrie
and
and Paul
Kawhi.
George. You know what you can do? Just put Harden here
But he's a better six-man.
and Kawhi here. Well, you can switch Paul George and Kawhi.
PG.
I want Harden coming off the bench.
JJ Redick signed 2 for 26 and a half.
PG-13.
Did you like that signing, JJ Redick?
Nah, I think that hurts
Philly.
Philadelphia more than it
Helps.
helps.
Lapels. Nolans.
Nola.
So, here's a question. Is Brook Lopez worth 4 for 52?
To them he is.
Okay. In Milwaukee?
To
Okay.
them he is just because he's a stretch 5. You have to respect it so that pulls the big man away from the basket, which allows Giannis more room to operate down low.
Another person that the Lakers were looking at, Ariza, signed in Sacramento, 2 for 25.
I saw that.
Corey Joseph signed with Sacramento as well, 3 for 37.
No,
Jer-
no, food don't go in there.
Just have her smell it.
I can smell it from here.
Of
Oh,
my ass.
I'm smelling his ass.
That's hot sauce.
Corey,
Of my ass.
Corey Joseph. Did I just say Corey Joseph? Corey Joseph signed 3 years, $37 million with Sacramento as well. Jeremy,
We all get hot sauce smells.
Ooh, whoop, whoop. Very nice.
I told you I can smell it when he opened it.
But
Sounds good.
I took too deep of an inhale and it hit back here and it made me go, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I fuck these free agents. Nobody else matters.
All right, well,
Because all you're gonna get now is the fucking people the Knicks sign.
George Hill, 3 for 29 in Milwaukee. Seth Curry signed with Dallas, 4 for 32. Alfred Payton,
New York.
2 for 16. Derrick Rose, here's one I want
2
to
for 15.
2 for 15 in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him, though.
Sure.
I mean, you got to think. He went from a couple years ago looking like he was pretty well done to having kind of a resurgence. If you think about it,
I
he
still
did.
think he's pretty well done.
He has flashes.
He does. Remember the 50-point game that he had this year?
That's all he gets.
Flash in the pan.
That's what he's gonna be now. He's gonna be every now and then he'll throw you out something. He'll give you 17 points in a quarter and 35 for the game, and then the next 3 games he'll give you 35 over 3.
Another big signing for the Brooklyn Nets, Garrett Temple, 2 for 10.
The body.
It's a good role player. It's a good role
Body.
player.
It's a body.
Mike Scott signed with Phoenix, 2 for 9.8. We're down into this. Oh, that's right. Frank the Tank signed. I forgot. He signed in Phoenix. Oh, Mike Scott signed in Philly. I'm sorry. I said Phoenix.
Yeah.
I was looking at Frank the Tank. He signed 2 for only $9.7 million. And then Enos Kanter also signed with Boston for that same contract.
You hear why he signed in Boston?
Because of
He said Portland gave him 6 minutes to decide.
yeah. Robin Lopez is playing with his brother.
Backup him.
Yeah, he got signed 2
Sure.
years for 9.7.
I thought he was just going to keep making commercials.
He's funny.
He is funny.
Hence why I said George.
Mario Hezonja went from the Knicks to Portland, 3 for 3.6. And then the ones that the actual numbers haven't been completely revealed yet. Michael Carter-Williams re-signed with Orlando for 1 year. Austin Rivers, Houston for 2.
2 for 17, I think.
Oh, did they finally say it?
Something like that.
On here, it's not as official, so it's left as blank, but the years are here. And then Nolens Noel, who backed out initially, is actually going to be signing with OKC. I think they just reworked something.
Re-signed him.
So your name's still out there. I'm going to skip over a bunch of them. Kawhi, obviously. Wilson Chandler.
The only one that matters is Kawhi.
Danny Green. Danny Green, I think, hinges on
He's a I think
Kawhi.
it's
If
a
Kawhi,
package deal.
yeah, if Kawhi stays, he stays. If Kawhi goes, he goes.
It's a package deal with him.
Darren Collison still out.
He retired.
Collison retired? Oh, I never read that. We have Boban still available. Jared Bayless, Rajon Rondo. Boogie Cousins still available. Marcus Morris. Lance Stevenson. Nene. Yeah, all these guys. Yeah. I'm looking at all these names going. JaVale McGee. Kelly Oubre. He's still available. Isaiah Thomas still available. Corey Brewer. Joakim Noah. Think anyone will give him a contract since he's still technically getting paid from New York. Noah Vonleh.
I stopped listening.
Yeah,
no one matters. Outside of Kawhi, I didn't see one name that mattered on that list, except Boogie Cousins, maybe.
Yeah, there's nobody else really. Pau Gasol wants to come back. Jimmer Fredette, he's getting brought into Golden State, so I know that one he can be scratched off that list. Yeah, nobody else worthwhile. I just listed off some names that had at least okay value. So, which team do you think set themselves up the best for a title run out of what's that?
The Lakers.
Even with what else they only have like
two of the top 5 players in the NBA.
But they only have 5 guys on the roster right now.
It won't be hard to fill out a roster.
No, it's going to be a lot of league minimums, veteran minimums, like that kind of like Miami did years ago when they had to fill a few spots.
If Iguodala gets brought out, they're already saying they have mutual interest. That's a stud piece to pick up. Just this, when you have LeBron and you give him someone to work with, he shows you what he can. He showed you what he can do by himself. Give him another top 5 player. He's never played with a top 5 player. Dwayne Wade wasn't a top 5 player. He was a top 10 player. He wasn't a top 8. He's got a top 5 player in his prime.
Yes, as long as he can stay on the court.
I think it would matter. He won't have to show as much as a low, so I think that's going to help him play more.
But do you think that him trying to prove too much then will almost keep him back in that mentality?
No, because I think he's where he wanted to be, and they've already said they're going to give him the deal, so he's not playing for his next contract. They already said they're going to supermax him next year.
Well, they also have a different training staff, and he said the training staff in New Orleans, which they've now renovated, which they've now completely changed because they tried to change it toward the end of the year to try to keep him to
tease him.
Yeah, but
no, I think he's
everyone said that they now have probably one of the best staffs from what they
on paper
because they took people from other teams, like they offered better contracts, which you have to do that kind of shit to. If you think about it,
it's again, I'm going to bet on LeBron until he proves that you shouldn't bet on him.
Like this year,
there's no clear-cut favorite this year.
No, so out of all the teams, so let's do it this way. For the
set out my life.
I mean, I love Dan. You know how I feel about Dan.
You set out my life, so I'm taking that to heart on this one.
So if we're gonna look at the teams, all the teams now, which teams won't make the playoffs? I think
Knicks.
Give me a chance to finish.
They just said it any faster or better.
Okay, we'll start in a conference, so we'll start in the Eastern
Knicks.
Conference. How many teams won't make the
Knicks.
playoffs? Just the Knicks?
Every other team will make the playoffs. Every other team in the NBA will make the playoffs.
In the next 10-year period.
And they're going to bring 3 college teams up. Fucking, they're going to relegate
A G League team comes up.
The Knicks are going to be playing in the
Saskatchewan Pro League.
What is this, Goon? What the frick?
They're going to be playing in the Malone League we played in a couple years ago.
Oh, shit. Yeah, we were on the A squad, and we weren't an A squad.
And they won't.
No, they'll be in the B's. They'll be in the B's.
No, they'll be in the A squad, but they'll go 8-12.
Nice.
Who's going to make the playoff?
A lot of faith in our Knicks.
We're going to do this. San Kawhi stays with one of those 3 teams.
Okay.
One of the 2 LA teams or Toronto. So we're going to put him on one of those 3 teams. I'm putting him on LA. I think he's going to sign at LA.
Well, you have a 2 out of 3 chance there when you just say
All right,
LA.
I think he's going to sign with the Lakers.
Okay, there you go.
Earlier I was being a dick. I think he's going to sign. When I say LA, when I was talking about the Clippers, I say the Clippers.
Yeah.
When you say LA, you mean
The
Just
Lakers.
like when you say New York, you're talking about the
The
Knicks.
Knicks,
You're
yeah.
not talking
or,
about
or when you're talking about baseball, you say New York, you're talking about the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yes.
9 out of 10 times.
Yes.
No offense,
Wait,
Jay. You're a
there's
Mets
another
fan.
team in
No,
New York?
you say Mets.
He's a Mets fan, but
Fucking 3 All-Stars.
well, Pete Alonso is having a hell of a year.
3 All-Stars, though.
Yeah. And then the pitching goes down.
All-Stars? 3 fucking All-Stars.
All-Star.
You have the same amount of All-Stars as the fucking Yankees do.
The Dodgers have 3 pitching
Which one's the
all-stars.
recent right now?
The Yankees.
Exactly.
I don't understand the question.
I didn't even hear his question. What
Square
did
root
he
of
say?
7.
What did he say?
He said they got 3 All-Stars, and he's like, they're like just like the Yankees. And I'm like, but which ones are producing?
No, I mean, that's the Yankees should have 6 All-Stars. And this is from a Yankees fan. You can't tell me Gleyber Torres doesn't deserve to be an All-Star.
That was the biggest snub that was put on the polls was his name, and he won by a landslide.
But I digress.
He got, I think it was like 70% of the vote that I saw from like
No, I
MLB
think
Whip
he's-
Around or
I don't
something
think
posted
he's
it.
the most egregious. I hate to say
The
it.
American League egregious.
Not even American League East. Xander Bogaerts. He's the best shortstop in baseball.
Xander Bogaerts is a hell of a player. Wait, I thought he was on the reserves. He didn't even make the reserves?
Nope.
I thought I saw his name on the list.
He might be. He might have been. He wasn't named. He might
Fly
have
ball?
Been
Caught.
I hate you.
Thank you for
They only got
interjecting.
3 players. Mookie.
How stupid was the MLB to be like, hey, it's the first day of NBA free agency. Let's
Not
release.
even the first day. NBA free agency starts at 6 p.m. We're going to do
Right
our
at it.
All-Star stuff at 6 p.m.
Yep, we're just gonna start announcing
Boom,
all of our
baby.
All-Star shit right now.
Boom!
We're gonna
baby.
compete. No, we're not.
Something Aaron would do.
Well, they announced the starters before
I
that.
know, but
All
still,
the reserves and stuff came
like
out.
everything else
Like,
was coming
Listen,
out.
they could have did it Saturday, tomorrow, yesterday.
Now?
Exactly. Well, they don't want to compete with us.
I mean,
Well, actually,
Touche.
ba-ding bazong. Is that going back with the Asian thing he did earlier? What was that?
no, he's a scat man.
Oh no.
Whoa. Copyright. Now we're not worried about that one.
I don't know. Sadly, that'll be probably the heaviest hammer that comes down.
I got $3.
Is that Bill Goldberg?
What's that?
Is that Bill Goldberg?
No. His head's still recovering from the tombstone that almost killed him a couple months ago.
That was me.
The Undertaker.
He ate a bad pizza.
Oh yeah, it was a month ago.
He ate a bad pizza.
That's what I was going to do.
Bill Goldberg wrestled the Undertaker at a pay-per-view just recently.
Fucking 300
Yeah.
years old.
Well, just
combined?
Goldberg hasn't wrestled in a very long time, and it showed. And the Undertaker, when he went to tombstone him,
Literally
Goldberg's
bent his
head
neck.
went this way because it hit the mat and drove.
Because they're old as fuck.
He got knocked out.
Because they're old as fuck.
Yeah, they couldn't finish the match properly because when everything Goldberg tried to do, he got dizzy from the.
This is how you feel about baseball? This is how I feel when they start talking this wrestling shit. Oh, okay. I thought you were into this wrestling.
No, repeat what you just said to him.
I'm there too.
Fly ball.
Yes.
Would have been nice.
All right.
It's a deep ball, fly ball to the right
I
field in
jump-
Yankee Stadium.
So,
Home
that's a
run.
pop fly. That's gone.
Home run.
Too high.
Who gives a shit? It's gone.
What do you mean?
Who gives a shit? It's gone.
The trajectory of the ball.
The little
I
leaguer
didn't.
the Yankees just brought up just hit his 7th home run of the game in Yankee Stadium.
I love that movie.
Who gives a shit? It's gone.
Gets me every fucking time.
And it's one of those throwaway lines too, because it's right at the end of the scene, and it's like it's done. The scene's done at the end of that sentence. Who gives a shit? It's gone. Cut. Music cut kicks in, if I remember correctly. Okay, so I have to.
You'll have no.
Well, since I'm no, that's okay. Since I'm going to be writing this,
Hold that shit all day.
what do you guys want to discuss real quick?
Discuss.
Let's go through the teams that you don't think will make the playoffs.
H4?
Let's discuss Asian.
All right.
No.
We
Go
going
through the
hentai?
It's Bangkok 27.
Are we going hentai or bukkake? I mean,
And what about hentai bukkake?
We leave the tentacles out
Okay,
of the
let's
bukkake.
get out. Shit got weird quickly.
Well, you said you were gonna.
You said Asian porn. I mean,
I had to jump in on this. I was like, I was gonna write
he
down.
chimed in with the "Haven't you ever heard of?"
Shit got real
It's like
quick.
a goddamn door. All right.
7 strangers living in one house.
True story.
Straight out of
What does that say?
these nuts. Except for a little bit.
No. It's for,
I should be for a little bit. Straight out of these nuts.
it's for
Come on.
Our friend daughter just graduated, and she says these nuts all the time. And she says that to her mother. Like she'll call her mother, "Hey mom, guess what? Mom, what? These nuts."
All right. So the question I have about this is this if they're healthy or not? Is this like their health?
Everything.
Like
It's
it's like
got one game to play. It's in a magical world where you don't get injured.
okay. So this is one of those things where like in any sport game where you can turn injuries or like career injuries off.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's one of those type of things. Okay. So do you guys want to talk about the teams that don't make the playoffs or
I don't know. Fucking think I can name every team right now.
that won't?
All but the team that Kawhi's on.
I can think about
And
the teams
LeBron
that
and
will make
AD.
the playoffs. In the West, it's going to be Portland, Golden State, the Lakers,
Houston,
Houston,
Kansas,
Denver,
Oakland City.
Kansas City.
I'm at Oakland City.
I said Golden
Oakland.
State. No,
Oklahoma City. Wow.
Oakland City.
Yeah. I can't
see.
think straight.
was gonna say, it's
7
Golden
there.
State.
6. Denver. Did I say Denver?
You said Denver.
The Clippers. No, I don't know.
Without Jimmy.
It's Sacramento.
The Clippers will beat out OKC.
No, Sacramento will make the playoffs this year. And that eighth
HB.
team,
It's that HB.
that eighth team, I don't. It's
Harrison
gonna
Barnes, baby.
be, yeah, that he puts them over there.
Yeah.
Because
Facts.
Milwaukee's in the East.
Yeah, I don't know who the eighth team would be.
I'm not even sure who
Toss
all the
up.
teams are in the West.
Got Utah maybe nudging in.
Utah, thank you. Yeah, there goes the West.
All right, West is
So,
up.
so the Phoenix Sun aren't making
So
the
all the
playoffs.
teams that weren't named are the ones that are not making
Well,
the
I
playoffs.
can't think of all like Phoenix and.
I know.
I'm praying Dallas does. I'm praying Dallas has a horrible season. 17 wins, I'm hoping. In the East, I'm thinking Milwaukee, Boston, the Nets, Indiana, Philly, Milwaukee. I said already.
With Butler going to Miami, do they got a shot?
Miami.
What about Chicago?
Well,
So there's one that's
this
not
is
making the
in
playoffs.
all sense Kawhi going to
The Lakers.
the Lakers.
Toronto-
So
I still think
I
Toronto.
want to preface that because
I still think Toronto will make the playoffs.
I wanted to preface that
Is he
because
trying
that's
to
why you
opt out
haven't
of
mentioned
his contract,
Toronto
or is he
yet.
at the end of it?
Kawhi's
Why?
a free agent.
Kawhi's a free agent. He's
I
already.
still think with the
Opted
Bulldog,
out.
with Kyle Lowry and Serge and Pascal, I think they'll still make the playoffs. And that eighth team, who would the
So
eighth
Charlotte's
team be?
not making it.
No, they lost their best
Ah.
player.
So
Who the
New
eighth
Orleans
team?
lost their
Orlando,
best
maybe?
player.
Orlando.
Yeah, that's why
I
they
mean,
named him.
Orlando pretty much kept the same nucleus, honestly.
Yeah, Vucevic.
Vucevic.
I know how to say his name.
Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy.
Shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yam, shimmy, y'all. That's it.
Detroit.
Nah,
What would
I named it.
LeBron be listed as?
small forward.
He's a point forward.
But he's listed as a 3.
3. That's his official position. I think the 2 and 3 position are honestly mostly interchangeable.
Not as much as power forward center.
Not as much as power
I
forward.
think power
But
forwards in
'cause-
today's NBA.
because the way I see it is, you got the
Cleveland
one, you got 2 wings. This is the way I've always.
You got
been.
3 in the front
and then
court.
you got the
2 in the back court, 3 in the front court.
basically.
Yeah.
That's how I see
I had
it.
to make it more difficult.
But
Because if you do that, you can just take Kawhi.
honestly, the NBA now is 4 in the front court for
Yeah,
the most
yeah.
part, and then 1 big
Because
man.
you can just take Kawhi,
I know.
Giannis, and LeBron,
And there's your backcourt. Have fun.
front court, and I
Yeah.
mean not front court, and then take Harden and
Yeah. So we're saying the 4 and 5 we can interchange.
Yeah.
It's hard to it's
yeah.
hard to name.
A lot of people are kind of depending on where they are, what they're going to be
yeah,
playing.
And let me caveat it. This is at their absolute peak.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Forgot to say that.
I'm still okay with my picks.
Well, that would
It-
change. I put
You can have it
LeBron
back.
on there.
You can have it back. It's at absolute peaks. Because you gotta bring that up, I guess.
At their absolute peaks.
Yeah. Well, it don't have to be absolute peak, but like
But
But like,
in their prime.
yeah, in their primes. This is in their primes. Like LeBron isn't in his prime no more, but
No, not when you finally admitted that he's not the best player in the NBA.
I never said that.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You said the other week on the show that Kawhi was the best player in the NBA.
Best two-way.
Okay, I have to say this.
Yeah.
This is really hard with how it's listed because the same position you're going to have Durant, Kawhi, and LeBron.
That's
so
why
that's
And Giannis.
Yeah.
no. Giannis is a power forward. He's listed as.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
That's
Remember, I
crazy.
went through this last week.
Yeah.
So I have him as my power forward, just to be honest with you. Yeah, because I'm sitting here going, holy shit, I got to leave one of them out. Because you only have room for two. If
I
you
know I'm
technically,
leaving off. I'm leaving KD off.
actually, if you look,
That's what I'm
I
leaving.
already left KD off
I'm
my.
leaving KD off, and I love KD, but I'm leaving him off.
yeah, I just because of my defense.
Oh, I'm leaving him off the starting five, and I was like, he might be my sixth man.
No, I have him as I have LeBron as my six. I'm gonna announce it real quick.
I thought
He
about
already went.
He's
Well, he
adjusting.
with the caveat.
Sorry.
He's adjusting.
I was writing.
He's making
I missed
adjustments.
it. Sorry.
So Kawhi would go back
So,
up to number 2.
just to let everybody know what we're doing,
There.
we're doing a list. If you want, you can say it.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm the intern.
We're
I'm
just
the
doing a
intern.
list for our-
I want the intern to say it.
We are.
Fly ball.
There you go.
No. We're writing down top 6 of our rotation of a
Starting five and
game
six, man. Yeah.
that our lives depended on. Right now, caveat being that
They're
they're
in their
all
peak.
at their
Peak.
top game, which might change my.
I think that works.
I can't change my 6. Actually, it would move AD down for me with the Giannis being a 4, and I'd put
Or do I got to
LeBron
move
there.
Kawhi and KD?
So you want?
instead of Cat, it would be LeBron, and LeBron's my 6 now.
I don't believe you still got LeBron coming off the bench.
Not in his prime.
At his peak.
Yeah.
Yep, because he can play all 5 of those motherfucking positions.
I don't care. I'm putting him in my starting five.
Yeah.
I'm okay with
He's
that.
done- Yep.
First pick.
I'm okay with that though.
First
Well,
pick.
my first pick was the 4. Was the Greek Freak.
First pick. I'm taking LeBron.
I've been a big fan.
Uh,
I said a while ago the Greek Freak was going to take a step up, and he finally.
Well, I mean, at his peak, he might not even be there yet.
And
That's a good point. When he develops a jump shot, holy fuck.
That's what I mean. You're saying at his peak. I mean, he could be
Still
better.
way up there.
Like years down the road, we might look at this list and be like, "Fuck, dude."
No. You're not wrong.
I see no one tried to spell Antetokounmpo.
I just put Greek Freak.
ANT. You know who got the furthest on his team? He went to a college from North Carolina.
Oh, he went to Duke?
Henson.
So spell it.
Henson.
ANT.
Yeah.
ENOK.
Wrong already.
No. But it's okay. I know that part.
No, it's not okay.
Oh.
You fucked up.
Yeah, that's true.
No, but okay.
So you have ANT. That's where after
He
that.
got to the okay.
T-E-M.
Sigma side,
No, it's ANT.
Omega.
It's EM.
You can't put KD
No.
at the 2.
Well, that's why I'm saying. I'm like, do I got to
Yeah,
put
I gotta
switch
see
him
it
and
now.
Kawhi?
Here, I'll say
So
it
KD
here.
is 3 and Kawhi.
To actually spell his last name,
why isn't it
ANTETOUNMPO. Antetokounmpo. That tet in the middle gets Antetokounmpo.
I was gonna say Henson went the furthest on it.
Did he?
Yeah, he got to the K, and then they did a little poll. I watched him by Snapchat.
Let's say he does have a tough freaking name to spell.
He does.
He really does.
Like-
It's hard.
Like people went around the Bucks locker room and were like, went to every single player and was like, "Can you spell it?" Half of them were just like
Do you know who has the toughest last name? Beal.
Smith,
Beal.
one of the 9,467 Smiths.
Curry has a hard name to spell.
Young.
Davis. Man, that's so hard.
Fuck, I don't know what went in my backcourt.
It took me a while to write this. Like I was.
Well, everything else I'm done. I just know who I want in my backcourt.
No. I got to a certain thing and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know where to go.
Almost who I put there.
Diallo.
It was before the
The caveat.
Yeah, when I was doing mine, I was like, "Ooh, I still might want him there just for that defensive prowess.
I completely blanked on Howard because
The rebounder.
I'm thinking of him not even I'm thinking of him not even in the league.
Playing?
Yeah, he just was hurt last year.
He's been hurt.
I don't know what with my back foot.
I never thought of him just because he didn't even play.
Howard?
Yeah, never thought.
I
of
didn't
him.
think. I thought he retired. I didn't think he was.
I
still
never
active
thought.
player.
No, I knew he really injured his butt.
His blood?
His butt.
But
But I heard blood. It's almost like
he's
Paul
doing
Blart.
his best imitation of the
It was
Buffalo.
it was
He,
his,
like jump into the crowd and land on
he
the
injured his
dog.
black ass. That's what it was.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't know what my back was.
That's what blood stood for.
you want me?
It's a tough one.
You want me
Is that
in your
your
back
game
court?
or staff at the one?
Get Igu in his prime.
Who?
Igu.
What's the Eagle?
Andre Iguodala.
Iggy.
He's a,
In his prime.
he's making my starting foul.
I'm kidding.
I don't know. You took Vucevic last time.
Sorry.
It,
Holy shit.
it fit my team.
That still doesn't get. It still doesn't.
Telling
I
you.
like Vucevic.
Team-
I like
he doesn't
Vucevic.
fit any team.
He does. He would fit the team I currently have.
Is Kawhi a two guard? Can we make Kawhi a two guard?
He's not a
Kawhi is
two.
listed as a small forward.
He's not a two.
That's why I didn't put him down.
I went to the actual page.
That's why I didn't put him down. He's my sixth man.
But
I
I-
don't know Giannis.
No, got no room for him.
I didn't even think about it.
The Greek Freak at power forward.
Nope.
Who do you have?
AD.
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 I'm taking AD over the Greek Freak
Freaky Freaky.
in the game for my life.
CD's
Gotta put the best shooter in the history of shooting.
Curry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allen Houston.
And
Robert Ory.
Everyone take the Splash Brothers.
Oh, go with
Yeah, but if the
Clay.
game's on the line, Robert Ory.
I'm taking the Splash.
Ray Allen.
Neither one of them
Finkel.
is still playing.
I know.
I would have taken Ray Allen.
Finkel.
Einhorn. Einhorn.
I want Ray Finkel to be my kicker,
Listen, my team is better than your team.
as long as the laces are out.
Luka Doncic.
If we do a list on the top
Up and comers?
3 years or under,
The up and comers.
I'll be up and coming later.
Oh,
Oh.
Lord.
No, when I'm married.
I was gonna say Aaron's got something to say about that.
She shouldn't even react to that one.
She usually doesn't when it's
Unless
going
he's
on
doing
anyway.
it by himself.
Listen, what do you think that stain is?
The wood chip from your teeth. And she
Um,
has you bite the table.
Make sure-
bitch.
Because
That was a good one.
I'll let it slide. He put
Slide,
Westbrook in
slide,
Coolio.
slide.
Coolio.
He put Curry at the 2 and Westbrook at the 1.
Wait, what? You gonna let Westbrook handle the ball?
That's why I said I'll incoming.
I like how we went incoming. No,
I'm gonna walk it over because you gonna beat me.
The look that she kind of gave of, are you really throwing it? Is that really coming at me right now?
Really, I can play it out. You can't take Michael Jordan.
You can take Carmelo Anthony. He's technically still in the league.
Yeah, you can take Melo. We never thought about Melo. Because technically he's not
No,
retired.
I thought about it. I didn't think about putting him on my team. I thought about it.
You're like, hey, Melo's available. Next.
is it a product of him being on bad teams or
No.
him not?
It's a product of...
I love Carmelo Anthony. I think
Yep.
Carmelo Anthony is a Hall of Famer.
I think he's a prolific scorer.
Is he
in the
better
league.
than anybody I thought of?
No.
At the 3 position? Too deep at that position.
Yep.
I'm just talking
Listen, I have to leave
career-wise.
Giannis off.
Giannis.
He'll never be on the level of the ones that we put on.
Greeky
Exactly.
freaky.
Freaky,
But is
freaky.
it a product of him not having
No,
Freaky,
because
deaky,
when he was in Denver,
freak.
he was in Denver.
The Greeky,
he
deaky,
carried the
freak.
team to the conference finals.
The Greeky
He's a great player. I
freaky.
think Carmelo Anthony's a great player. A Hall of Famer. He was the third best player
I
in
broke
that draft.
Brad
Right, so
with my creaky freaky.
I...
What the fuck are you talking about?
Greeky freaky. So while she's doing that, let's do this.
What are we doing?
I-
What are we doing?
Well, we're talking about players in their prime, blah 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 blah. So, who would you rather have if they were in their prime? And I'm not going to tell you the person. I'm just going to get you their points
Stat
per
line?
their stats, like just points per game to start out with.
and then we'll work our way.
Honestly,
I was
Is
gonna say
it?
points per game.
yeah, because Kevin Durant averaged. I mean, not Kevin Durant.
Well, I'm
Kevin
trying.
Love averaged 26.
Well, I'm trying to get to like career.
They won 40 games over 8 years.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get to career stats. What is Bella doing?
Trying to tell you who to pick.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bella's telling you it's a bad choice. Bad choice.
Whoever you just wrote down.
But I'm trying to get like career like everybody. So I'm only getting like a stat at a time. So it's tough to I don't have like the whole
list.
Yeah. So I have to try to break it into.
I just think
What I mean?
Because I don't always take points per game as what I'm looking at. Maybe shooting percentage, I might like that better, but
Well, no, because that's misleading. Because when you shoot 7 shots a game,
I was gonna say, or you're only at
True.
the rim.
yeah, look at Hassan Whiteside,
Yeah.
77% shooter.
But
Look at take a shot outside of 8 feet.
yeah,
Or DeAndre Jordan.
but and that's what
It's
I
hard
mean.
to do it without doing multiple.
Without-
No,
shots at a time.
I wanted to like sit here and I was going to
Be
give you
able
like
to
a
read
Hall
off
of
all of
Famer
them,
and then
but-
somebody who's
Because if
not.
I did this, 26, 13, and 5, you're going to probably take him.
Oh God, yeah.
That's Kevin Love in Minnesota.
Yeah.
They won 12 games in 8 years.
They did. That's true.
But
That's
is
true.
that Love's fault?
Well, are you a byproduct of
The
putting
situation
up
you were
numbers
in.
on a bad team? I.e., Kevin Love, Devin Booker, Joe
There's-
Johnson.
There's been a few other people
Or
that
are you a really good player putting up those same numbers on a good team? I.e.,
I got a way I can do it.
Kevin Durant.
Westbrook with his triple
you
double.
gotta write them down.
Yep. I got a way I could do it.
But I mean, it's just honest.
Because I'll have to click on the name. I can't. It's like a 10.
You're gonna get in trouble.
If you're on a team with 14
that's a
role
pen.
players and you're that 15th guy carrying the load, you're gonna have
Kevin
stats.
Walker last year.
You're gonna have stats to carry days.
Harden when he was in
Hendon, right?
OKC.
Harden still no, not when Harden was in OKC. Harden was a 6 man in OKC.
Yeah, and he still put up a lot of numbers.
But
Coming
not
off
like
the
he
bench.
is now. Nothing like he is now.
No, he was a good player coming off the bench, but
Listen, I love James Harden coming out of A-State. Did I know he was going to be a future MVP? No. Did I think he was going to be a really good player, maybe an all-star? Absolutely.
but that's the
So-
thing.
So what am I write? So what should I write down then? Because I have to go to their page and then back up to the stat I was just at before to get to the list. Sure. Points, boards, shooting percentage, assists.
Honestly, it depends on the position we're comparing.
Yeah. But I wanted it to be kind of.
Yeah.
To
It
make
might
it-
have to be something that we sit. Well, I don't want to say we because we can't do it. You sit down when we're not around and do it because it's like to
So,
get into
do
like.
you want me to table this for like another episode then?
Maybe next week. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have less stuff to talk because
Only
I
if
was
it's
gonna
not
say it's not gonna be
Yeah.
free agent
Free agent
frenzy.
frenzy.
But you gotta open the show with that song.
remind me about
The
it.
next episode.
Remind me about it.
We don't do songs no more.
Yeah, because now we can broadcast through YouTube and stuff, like the whole episode.
We don't have to pay you.
Yeah. Yeah. If we play.
And
If
if
I'm
we
just
sing
talking
too
the,
Actually-
the original,
If
the,
we
Actually-
sing too much, we get cut off.
You can
Yeah,
play
we-
D
beginning,
minus.
the beginning, opening scene where it's what he was just doing.
Yeah, you get like 6-7 seconds technically.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
then-
all you need for that song, though.
Jesus, man.
And that's what behind you talking
God,
shit.
And that's you're still going.
Are you done?
My God.
I was gonna read the names off before.
When's
we...
training
Oh, I
camp
didn't.
start for you?
I didn't know if you were gonna.
I have breaking news, Jason.
Wait. Hang on. Let's do it. Gunshot. Okay. Sorry. No.
The North Country Tigers are taking a leave of absence for the year.
Well, that sucks.
We played 2 games, but it wasn't going to be a good season, so we decided to table it till next year. Hopefully, come back.
And hopefully by then I'm on a different shift where we can broadcast back in the booth again.
I don't know if I'll be playing next year, but if I'm not, I'm going to throw my hat in the coaching ring and
There you go.
possibly take over the offense. I know.
Got that offensive play right there. Get that coach out of here. He's a bum. Oh, he's still the intern on our show?
Means he just gets roasted even more.
Exactly. How
Remember
could
that
you
call
make
that
that
you made?
call?
Yeah, exactly.
He was open.
You threw the ball instead of running it on the 1 yard line?
It was a fly ball.
All right,
And it was caught.
Caught.
It was our child. It is almost 8 o'clock.
She was back in at 7 o'clock, and you told her another
Yeah,
45 minutes to an hour.
Street lights ain't come on yet.
I know you did it.
Do streetlights even
It was
come
20
on?
minutes, I know.
Are there streetlights on your road?
Yeah. I don't know.
Are there? I don't know.
I don't pay attention.
I don't pay attention
I'm in the
either.
house. I'm in the house.
All right, so movie time now?
Movie time.
Oh, I was gonna do the movies, then do the list, or do you want to do the list first? Or let's do the movies.
She's done. She's done.
Oh, she's done.
She's
Oh,
done.
okay.
We have the list.
The list,
The list
is,
is in.
Listen, I want you to comment who has the best team. And if you don't say CD, don't comment.
Okay, anybody who's listening now or later on down the road, when we make this list, let us know who you think. I'll even maybe
Let
throw
us.
a. Should I throw a
Poll?
Should I do a tweet, like a poll for the four of us? Because there'll be 4 options, and that's what you can vote on the
Can you
Twitter.
go tweet and show the team?
Well, technically, there's 5 of us.
Oh, there's 5 of us. I forgot. There's Aaron also.
All right. I would.
I don't know.
She's staring at
Our
him.
resident moderator, Brad, has Steph, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Greeky Freaky, AD, and LeBron James.
Oh, wow.
Our
We're
intern
very, very close.
has Dame Dollars, PG-13, Kawhi, Giannis,
Silent Y.
AD, and LeBron.
We are very close.
Smartest person on the show has the Splash Brothers in the backcourt.
No, we just went over the smartest person on the show.
LeBron, AD, D. Howard, and Kawhi. Aaron
Bless you.
has Steph, the Splash Brothers. Look, what the fuck?
Steph is Clay.
She has the Splash Brothers, LeBron, Freaky Freaky, AD, and Kawhi.
Freaky.
Very similar.
It is.
And Jason has Westbrook and Curry, LeBron, AD, Howard, and Kawhi.
You know who we technically could throw on this list because he's still playing? Vince Carter.
Oh, it's Prime?
Who you want me to take off?
No. I'm just. No. And
We talking Showtime?
since the season now just started, we technically can't count Dirk, but you could have as of yesterday because once free agency opened up, then the new season started.
Not until the 6th.
Well,
Nothing
technically, Dirk is still available.
Is he retiring?
I mean, taking it. Yeah, he's finally retired. I'm not taking anybody off.
You sure?
What do you want me to take off? My shirt?
I'll
My
take
pants?
I'll take the Greek Freak off for the. Actually, I'd take Dirk over the Greek Freak.
Freaky.
Freaky. All right, movie time.
All right.
Oh wait, listen. Oh
You
yeah.
really like my Greeky Freaky.
And Brad's gonna try and throw it up somehow to where you can see the teams and then vote.
One tweet of the teams, one tweet for the votes.
Yeah, it'll have to be something like that because I can't.
Can only fit so much
Yeah.
in at one time.
I've never heard that before,
I don't Twitter her.
ever in my life.
You don't tweet her?
I don't Twitter her.
I tweet her.
Strap
I tweet her hard.
plywood board to your ass so you
true.
don't fall in.
Jason, I hate to say it, you got the worst team.
Okay.
Westbrook.
He makes your team the worst team. He's so inefficient as a player.
So the Clippers have just taken on a first-round pick to take on Mo Harkless. The Clippers did,
Yeah.
and so now they're trying to potentially surround themselves with people to get Kawhi. That's per Woj as of a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
I think it would be interesting to have him with the Clippers for crosstown rivals against the Lakers.
And I think I like Keith's team better than Brad's.
Because of Dame.
Yeah.
Prime. I'm just like, okay, that shooting
I
just
took Steph too.
yeah, that shooting just makes me
That's
go.
why when after
But
you said the Prime,
I only took Steph because I'm matching him up with Clay in the backcourt.
that's why I had LeBron because you said Prime, and then Dwight Howard was also on my mind too before you added, of course, the caveat. But I
Don't you
couldn't take AD off to add Dwight in good faith.
That's why I took Giannis off because I don't know what his prime is. If this is his prime, I think he's a great player, but I'll take Kawhi, AD, or LeBron over him. If his prime is 2 years from now and he develops a 17 to 18 foot jump shot, I think you take him over anybody, period. But, because I've seen him go free throw to free throw line in 2 dribbles.
And I just put Dame because I feel like Dame's
I love Dame.
Dame's got that attitude.
It
that
was
you
close.
just want in a game for your life.
But I don't want Dame.
Stepping on others' toes.
No, fuck like that. I don't want Dame and Clay. Like it was either going to be Splash Brothers or it was going to be CJ and Dame. I was going to keep
Who
the
already had a
backcourts
backcourt.
together just because in a game like that, I want my backcourt to
Mesh
be
well.
able to fill each other out. But taking Steph and Clay, it's not a bad backcourt.
No.
No matter who you're
No.
taking.
No,
Because you got the two.
I was gonna say Clay's a good defender.
Exactly. But you got two of the five best shooters in the history of the game.
It's true.
So
I'm not arguing.
I was close to taking PG because my team would have looked similar to yours, Dame and PG in the backcourt. But I took the Splash Brothers.
I honestly, you can't really go wrong technically with any of the teams if you think about it. You pointing at Aaron's team?
You're going wrong with his team.
Yeah, Russ Westbrook, man, that guy's just a cancer.
Wow.
He drove away hard and no.
He kept PG though.
That's a good point.
No, I think PG kept him.
No, remember at the party we were watching the.
PG got paid more.
Yeah, it's true.
True. PG kept him.
They also caught him at a party when he was drinking, and they're like,
Drunk as fuck.
"I'm staying,
Russ was giving
everybody."
him it's like, yeah, take this. Take that.
Russ was like, "You're bringing up my dime all day.
It's Gatorade. It's
I got
Gatorade.
people coming."
That was a large party. Remember, we were actually here. We were doing the show. Yeah, we were doing the show. Yeah, back when we did it on the weekends. Back before.
Everybody's working for the-
Oh, that's too much.
That was too much when you started that game.
Sorry, you broke me on that one.
You like my gayness all the other times.
I didn't say I didn't like it now.
Well, you did have a.
That song I didn't like. His gayness is love.
Oh, all right. Anyway. right.
Isn't he love?
Oh, did you see? Remember at the Super Bowl, the "I Want It That Way" commercial? I'm now just blanking on who the hell it is. Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh
Chance
shit.
the Rapper?
Yes,
I hated that fucking clip.
they have a new one. It's with him and Lionel Richie doing "Hello," and he's rapping over top of it.
I might have to watch that.
I figured you'd like it, and it's
that one?
and literally it's Lionel Richie about 1,000,000 times in the crowd, and because it's Lionel Richie giving a standing ovation at the end in every row, doing all different
I
things.
went after YouTube yet.
It just came. I just saw it.
I haven't really watched it. Like I had TV on earlier, but I wasn't paying attention. I was
It'll probably be on Raw tonight, and I'll probably see it again.
whittling on my phone.
Last night was the first time I saw it during the.
Oh, hurry up! I gotta get you out of here.
Oh, okay.
It's Monday night. Raw.
Hell.
Oh, God.
Whoa. What? I don't know what that means. I
To the rest of it.
I don't know what that
Well, I
means.
know he's gotta get home and get to sleep too.
No, I don't.
Oh.
I work evenings.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, you
For,
switched it.
yeah, for the summer I'm working evenings on
Oh.
Tuesdays, so I'm good now.
nice.
Because Abby's not home for the whole summer, so
Oh yeah, we talked
I don't have to
about
worry about it, and it starts this week. So I'm not in a hurry.
3 to 11.
But yeah, basically it's 2:15 to 10:45. So yeah, it's honestly I get more sleep this way.
Hey, and that's good.
I don't have to worry about
Rushing.
rushing my sleep and doing all this because if I want to just fucking sleep, if I get up at 3 in the afternoon today, I haven't killed my day because I stay up till 2 in the morning.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's just I have to.
It's better for you.
Yeah, I got to flippy floppy everything.
Bring her in, mama.
All right, so now it's time to do the movies. This is where we basically talk about the movies that are coming out this coming week. Then we talk about the movies that have been out, and we do the top
The
10.
movie coming out tomorrow?
If there are movies that,
Jason, I feel bad. You put all this food and nobody's gonna eat it.
well, I'm going to eat it after the show. Yeah,
You fuckers out.
when the show's over, I'm eating. Damn it,
Keep you on before the show is over.
I'm eating me.
Rest on the road.
I'm eating me spinach. But yeah.
Oh, he's Boston.
No, Popeye gets laid.
No, he
No,
jerks.
doesn't.
He jerks off.
He forcefully takes that woman.
No, that's Bluto.
Yeah, so does Popeye. You ever seen him throw olive oil around like that rag doll? I have.
Wow, that was an odd conversation. I thought you guys were
He's
going
a sailor. Of course he beats his woman.
She just got
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Like, I
Jason.
never beat no woman.
I'm sorry, Jason. It was back in the day. It was an era thing. It was my bad. I completely forgot you were.
You can be part of the Slapaho tribe.
Completely forgot.
God, that
You
sounded
were
like
in the Navy.
rock solid when that hit you. Like, it was like a.
Just got on his truth like right after I said it, I was like, shit.
I know he looked up real quick.
I was like, shit.
Yeah, I mean, you win. You don't want none.
He made a naval comment. That was good. But anyway, with the movies that are coming out, we either say we want to watch them in the theater, we'll watch them on like Redbox, Netflix, whatever, eventually,
You get a full plate.
or some form of no.
Finger foods, that's fine.
Do you want to do like a version of no right now to give the people, if it's their first time listening, what you guys do? No. Okay, that is something completely different. I did not expect that.
No, probably never going to see it.
All right. No, you're never gonna get it. All right, so
No.
calm down.
In honor of NBA free agency.
Smells good.
That is how I'm saying no today. No.
I like it. I like it. All right, so I gotta get movie voice ready. First up, it's an action adventure science fiction. Following the events of Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man must step up to take on new threats in a world that has changed forever. Starring Zendaya, Tom Holland, Auguria Rice, Jake Gyllenhaal, Spider-Man Far From Home technically opens July 3rd.
Also has Samuel L. Jackson. I didn't mention that, but he's in it.
Yeah,
Samuel L. Jackson is in everything.
But yes, I will see it this weekend.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna watch it eventually.
In honor of Keith? No.
I'll see it. Probably not in the theater though.
It'll be like an eventually thing. Okay.
It is my son and mine's tradition to watch the Marvel movies as they come.
That'll be a movie that makes some money. That'll be like $300 million easy.
Oh yeah.
Like if it doesn't make it, I'll be shocked.
It'll all the box office the opening weekend.
That's your thing. Go to movies this weekend. Come on, we're going to movies this weekend. Date night.
Next on the
Am
list.
I invited?
Yep. Somebody's got to drive
I
us
was gonna say he's got to get head some way.
I just heard the chuckle, but I didn't even have to turn. I could hear it.
The grin on
I
her
could
face.
I could hear the breathing.
in a fucking ear.
I couldn't see her. I could
Like
hear.
there was no face left. It was all teeth.
I haven't seen her smile like that since the first time I got hurt, and she knew she didn't have to put out for a week.
I couldn't even see her. I heard the breathing. She's still going. It was like you were trying not to really laugh out loud, but I could hear the breath. Yeah. All right. Anyway, next is a horror mystery drama thriller.
Too many things.
A couple travels to Sweden to visit a rural hometown fabled midsummer festival.
No.
What begins as an idyllic retreat, quickly develops into an increasingly violent and bizarre competition at the hands of a pagan cult. Starring Florence Pugh, Jack Rayner, William Jackson Harper, and Wilhelm Blumgren. Willem Blumgren. Midsummer. I actually do want to see this.
Midsummer?
It's a remake. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Midsummer?
Yeah.
Like Midsummer Night's Dream?
No, Somar.
Oh.
Midsummer.
S-O-M-M-E-R.
I know. I'm being
AR.
smart-ass.
A-R. S-O-M-M-A-R.
AR? AR-15?
AR-47.
Oh.
8675.
309?
That's a lot of noise.
Noise.
That was him.
Oh, I thought you birthday party. That's why I gave you the pen.
No! It was just well timed.
Yeah, it was. It was like,
I'm not that talented. I can't burp and fart. It just don't happen.
yeah, no.
I'm with the Kembe.
All right, next is a comedy drama. A depressed dentist in a midlife crisis tries to learn why.
Every dentist ever.
Little Shop of Horrors?
No, every dentist ever.
Tries to learn why one of his happiest patients suddenly committed suicide. And
he had bad teeth.
in this dark comedic adventure as it ensues, starring Greg Kinnear, Eon Bates, April Cameron, Megan Charpentier, Phil. That's
No.
the name. The name of the movie is called Phil. It wasn't like another person.
PHIL?
Phil. Yes, not like a fill as in filling.
That's
Since it's a
kinda
dentist,
what I
yeah,
was, you know.
yeah. Anyway,
No.
That'd be like the horror flick version of it.
the dentist, the Steve Martin. Yeah, Corbin. Yeah. Sorry, I went Steve Martin. Yeah, I don't know why
Little
it's
Shop of Horrors.
no. That's Rick Moranis. Rick,
No, he's not the dentist. Steve Martin is the dentist in Little Shop of
that
Horrors.
no, you are right. You are correct.
Knows that much.
No, he's right. He actually is right.
I mean, Rick Moranis is the star.
But yeah, Corbin Burnson is the dentist. Yeah, they did like 2 or 3 of them.
3, I believe.
Yeah. See, he knows his horror movies a little bit. He's like, wait.
Don't give him.
No, I know a lot of useless knowledge. Like, I'm great at Trivial Pursuit. Like, for no fucking reason, I get answers that, like, I shouldn't know.
Like, what is a spork? What? How'd you get that right?
Dude doesn't know what a sport
No, but it's talking about some tool that blah blah blah.
Like, no, like, I don't know why. Like, I hear stuff and don't know I remember it, and then,
Like, who's the whitest person in America? You get it right.
Keith. Like, me saying fucking Terry Rozier's from Louisville. How the fuck did I pull that out of my ass?
You pulled it way out of there.
But shit like that, like,
Or like that one day where you took the first round of the draft and got like 80% of it right.
like I did that on, like,
You even pulled like somebody who played in the league for like 8 games. You're like, oh, I think he went here. Was it here? Yes, it was there. You are right. And that was like the 23rd pick. And
In baseball.
so there's only 4 movies that opened up this week. Here's the 4th one. It's a holiday and Spider-Man.
yeah,
It's
so
like
it would be
Nobody wants to compete with Spider-Man.
no Marvel movies usually. You're gonna get lower level movies like Phil.
Yeah.
So tell me what else, because I need a movie to go to this week.
Next is a music documentary.
It won't be this.
An
Get
in-depth.
the docu word in it. I'm done.
No, wait, before you go. No, it had the musical, because I'm still fucking pissed off at her. She fucking. She made me go fucking watch Les Miserables.
Oh,
That is.
And I didn't know it was a fucking musical until 30 minutes in. And I turned to her, are they ever going to fucking stop singing?
She's like,
She
no.
goes, no, this. And I swear I almost got a divorce in the middle.
Look at her. She's laughing.
Because it said,
All right, yeah. Wait, still going.
When does the opening credits stop?
stop singing. She's sitting there. She give me this look like, if you don't shut the fuck up, I will gut you.
Like I am a movie theater.
I was
Harry,
mad.
I'm typing his ass
I'm
off.
sitting there like this.
That's a 2-hour long.
Wrong!
That's a 2-hour long movie
It was
too.
longer than 2 hours.
3 hours.
I don't know
No.
if it was that long.
You
Is
should have stood up and just started yelling at the screen, dude. They would have kicked your ass out.
It was only her and I in the fucking theater.
She would have kicked you out of the theater.
She was enthralled by that shit. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's always a good story.
I had to get that off my chest.
It's always a good story. So next is a music documentary, an in-depth look at the relationship between the late musician Leonard Cohen and his Norwegian muse Marianne in Ihelen. I don't know. I probably butchered that name.
Hitler.
Whoa! Starring Leonard Cohen, Judy Collins, Hale Goldman, and Marianne in Helen. Marianne and Leonard, Words of Love. That's the name of this movie.
Guess what movie CD's going to see?
Where's
Yeah, 'cause
that?
that's going to come to Messina.
Yeah, that's not coming anywhere in North Country. Nowhere in upstate New York. The closest maybe Burlington.
It's going to three theaters in Iowa.
It'll be playing in like New York City, L.A., maybe Toronto,
Mexico, New York.
Mexico, New York. Yep, Mansville, New York.
I'll like 2 movie theaters in Mexico, New York.
It's more than in Messina.
You kidding? Messina's got a half theater.
Listen, you talking about Messina theater. I love that.
I honestly,
Do you love the hepatitis you get from sitting down?
Oh, because
they fixed that theater. He said they fixed it.
No, I didn't say they fixed it.
You're less likely to get hepatitis from it now.
Better than when we went.
Well, the one we could have got we could have got some tetanitis. Yeah.
Hepatitis?
Yeah.
Hepatitis? I think I was in one when it was raining the other day, and it was raining inside.
Nice. That was just the ambiance of the movie you were watching. That's what it was.
Had your umbrella up. You had to wear the poncho like they do at the Blue Man Group show.
Or when it's raining at a baseball game. Or football. Because football, they don't stop the game usually.
Oh, that's the Thunder and Lightning?
Yep.
The lightning and the thunder. Sorry, whoops.
Wow.
All right, anyway. That was it for all the movies that came out. So let's go through the top 10. They are a very white group. Imagine that.
I see what you did there.
I only imagine.
I like
Dragons.
Imagination Dragons.
Dragons.
I like that show about the dragons and stuff.
Dragon Ball Z.
No, the stuff and the dragons. And you
Dragon.
use your imagination.
Dragon D's nuts.
I really wish I could have videotaped that. I really wish I would have.
Come down, SpongeBob. Go see this week.
All right, so out of the top 10, its second week out, it's made $238.7 million, made $59.7 this past weekend. Toy Story 4.
No. We're going as a couple date night, not family night. No.
Next, in its first weekend out, it made 31.1 technically because it came out before the weekend, made 20.3 over the weekend. Annabelle Comes Home.
No.
Annabelle comes.
It's a horror movie. You don't like horror movies.
Annabelle comes again.
Somebody has.
In the home.
Or
yeah,
they
but
just kill
it's with kids. I don't
people.
know.
It gets a little dicey.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
it's a horror film.
Ba-yoing. You too. See, I knew you were coming over. So
It's like they say, YouTube.
In its first weekend out, 17 million. The movie Yesterday, that Beatles
Wait,
movie.
did that movie that came out yesterday?
I still wish I could take my mother to see it, but mom doesn't want to go to the movies. Mom doesn't want to go to the movies.
No.
Next, in its sixth weekend out, excuse me, it's made 306.6, 10.1 over the weekend. Aladdin.
I still gotta see that. I still gotta see it.
Next, in its fourth weekend out, it's made 131.4 overall, 7.3 over the weekend. The Secret Life of Pets Part 2.
Don't know.
It only
And
made 140 million?
131.4.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. That's still pretty good for an animated flick.
Not compared to Toy Story.
You have a valid point. Next, in its third weekend
There's
out,
a lot of adults are going to watch Toy Story.
yeah. Because you gotta think when Toy Story 1 came out, it was a long time. They're all literal adults with
Yeah.
kids. Touche. What the fuck was
He's
that?
dropping a beat.
Selecta! I should bust my Jamaican voice out.
That's how you should have done that for the no.
Like, no. And I know it fit.
Next, in its third weekend out, it's made 65.2, 6.7 overall. This was sixth place. Men in Black International.
No.
I almost did the Men in Black men again like I did last
Men
week.
in Black Men International.
That's what I called it last week.
I know.
Next, in its 10th weekend out, it made 6.1 over the weekend. It has made 841.9 million overall. Can you?
Avengers Endgame?
No,
Black Panther.
actually, Child's Play. No,
Wow.
Avengers Endgame has made 841.9 million.
Movies.
In eighth place, 23.6 overall, 4.4 over the weekend. Its second weekend out, Child's Play.
Save it for 2 weeks from now. Lion King's in theaters.
Oh, we're going to see that regardless. That's a family one.
Coming in ninth, its fifth weekend out, it's made 84.2 overall, 3.9 over the weekend. Rocket Man.
Rocket Man.
It's that Elton John movie.
No, it's a porn. It's a porn.
No, it's
Fucked it up for me now.
Sorry. It's a national porn. It's like Orgasmo.
the Will Shatner movie.
Debbie Does
Oh my lord.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I just spit all over. I really
Swallow,
did.
bitch.
I'm a rocket man. Anyway,
You can swallow.
he probably really does. Never mind. In 10th place, in its seventh weekend out, made 3.2 over the weekend, 161.4 total. John Wick Chapter 3.
I haven't seen chapter 1 or 2.
It's
I
still
haven't
good
seen
movies.
two.
I like one a lot.
No,
I like
that's
two just a little less.
So now let's look at all the movies that are out. Toy Story is in 4,575 theaters.
That's it.
That's all. The next one, holy shit. The one that's in the most after that is Men in Black International, 3663.
Men in Black Men?
Yes, Men in Black Men. And then after that, it's Annabelle Comes Home.
Men in Black Men, interracial.
Secret Life of Pets is in 3353. Aladdin's in 3235. Child's Play's in 3007, but yet it's not making as much as any of those other movies.
Because it's a remake, people really aren't interested.
It's true. Avengers is still in 2025.
It's in. It got re-released.
Yesterday is in 2,603 theaters, and that was only in third. So that did really well for
Being
in
about 1,000 less.
yeah, or 2,000 less than Toy Story.
Yeah.
We have Rocket Man in 2003 theaters. Avengers Endgame in 2025. John Wick Chapter 3 is in 1550. Godzilla King of the Monsters in 1370. That's made 106 now. That's over 100. Dark Phoenix is still in 1187. Anna is in 2114. Shaft is in 947 theaters.
Shaft.
Late Night is still in 871 theaters. Pavarotti is in 288.
And Wonder Woman is up here.
Pavarotti's up here? Really? Oh, nice.
I have no idea.
Ma is still in 468.
I would want to see that.
What's that?
That was a good flick.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's made 44.7. That's what it's made. The Bill Murray movie, The Dead Don't Die, is in 552.
Are you wet? Shower.
In 155 theaters is The Last Black Man in San Francisco. 165 is a movie called Booksmart. In 311 theaters is Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Wow. In 141 is Echo in the Canyon, excuse me. That's another porn.
That comes after the
Yeah.
Men in
Yeah.
Black Men,
Yeah.
interracial.
And then after that, I'll have to go in the thing, The Biggest Little Farm. In 205 is The Other Side of Heaven Part 2, Fire of Faith.
Part 2?
Yeah, apparently. And 116 is The Hustle.
The
150,
hustle.
151 is A Dog's Journey. Dumbo is still in 120. That's made 114 million. Yeah. Shazam is in 128 theaters. That's made 140.
It's only been out since 1946.
It's been out 1 week less than Dumbo, and it's made 26 million more. Wild Rose is in 16. That horror movie, The Curse of La Llorona, is still in 46. Ugly Dolls is still in 82. That only made 20 million. That is a bomb. Captain Marvel, which is out on DVD, still in 84 theaters.
Oh yeah, they're paired with all that stuff.
Crazy. The Souvenirs in 27. Breakthroughs in 54. Amazing Grace in 18. The Plagiarists is in one theater, but it's made more than anything else I'm going to say afterwards. It made $1,173 just on Sunday. All right. Missing Links in 13. Halston is in 5. Wild Nights with Emily, porn, is in 2. That sounds like it. Christ Stopped at Eboli, porn. It's in 1 theater. Meeting Gorbachev, another porn. Three Peaks, another porn, in 1. And The Wandering Soap Opera is also in 1. That made $75 yesterday. $75. Careful. Not as bad. Not as bad as on Friday
I don't like
night.
watching movies at the drive-in, honestly. I think you get a bad quality.
I just like it you get 2 for the same price of 1. Yeah, you get 2 for less than what
What's
you get.
with it?
What is it? What plane?
Spider-Man's in it.
Spoderman?
Spider-Man?
It's probably Spider. Could you imagine if they played Spider-Man and Endgame?
They have to play Endgame first because Endgame happens before Spider-Man.
I'm just saying.
No, they already said Spider-Man's first.
You're first.
Because it's more kid-friendly, so they're probably going to go with one of
Yeah. The Wandering Soap Opera made $20 on Friday. $20. That's 2 people.
Or one person.
I want to buy out this whole theater.
No, that would have counted as all the tickets.
No, because they're like, yeah, dude, nobody else is going to go watch this.
Just give
$20.
Just give us a 20. You got a 20. Made 125 though on Saturday. Good for that. good.
Well, yeah, because he talked it up after buying out the theory.
It's returning to the Warriors.
Is he?
3 years, 15 mil.
Oh yeah. Yes, he should. The fuck was that?
That was the breaking news.
He doesn't deserve a breaking news.
I mean, we technically could.
That was the.
The dubber 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 dubber.
Exactly.
I didn't know what the fuck that was. Durba 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 durba.
It was me watching Team America. A durka durka durka. Muhammad Jihad.
Listen, I can't even fucking. Oh, we still on the air.
Yeah, we
We
are.
are.
No, we're not. What? No, not at all.
Entertain us with your foul language.
I don't give a fuck about that.
What is foul language?
It's when you talk about a chicken. Get it, foul.
Wow.
Good movie.
Really overrated.
Bill said Us was much better.
I haven't watched it yet.
Bill said that Us was really, really, really good. That's what he said.
You know what I think it was? Most people didn't see Get Out until people started talking about Get Out. And then people was like, oh, I can't wait to see Get Out. It's going to be so good.
And then it deflated it.
It was a good
It knocked
movie,
your level
but
down.
you were thinking it was going to be here.
Yeah,
it was only here.
it obliviated
So
it.
think, oh, fuck you. And it made you think it was here. But everybody was looking. Yeah.
In mid sentence, you just went, "Oh fuck you."
So I think everyone was looking forward to Us. And the expectation, nobody was like, I'm going to wait for you to say it was good. I'm going to go see it. And I'm going to be, I think that's kind of what happened with it.
Yeah.
I think Get Out was a little more intellectual than
I didn't
what
see Get Out until it came off DVD.
than what people thought it was going to
You
be.
tried to watch it on your Fire Stick thing for a while. I mean, legally.
Good save.
Babe, get ready for the FBI.
No,
Oh, shit!
I said legally.
Sorry, CD, but you're a black man in America. You're already being watched.
Wow. Super political, but super accurate. And I do a show with a black man, so I'm being watched also. The freaking hell. That went.
Look that way.
Something came this way, too.
There's a piece of paper I just took the.
Oh.
I
That's something little, but something little went right this way, too.
Your wiener?
No, it didn't go like this. That would have just stayed kind of in there.
No, because it wouldn't reach that far.
Yeah. It's true.
Well, if he got excited.
And it still wouldn't.
It's still. It only hits the back of the teeth.
Shit's getting
The front teeth.
I know, it runs in the family.
Anyway.
That's why I'm only part family.
You're an honorary KA because you're dick size.
I love how everyone turns and looks at Aaron.
Waiting for approval. I said he's an honorary KA because his dick's so small.
It's fine.
I'm talking to you guys, not
I
me.
know.
I'm out of this conversation for once.
It's fine. It's all right. It's fine. No, that's the end of the show.
She knows even if it ain't true, she better lie like a motherfucker right now.
Yes,
She's like, it's serviceable.
I can feel it in my spine, in my neck.
Oh, yes, Daddy.
You talking about I'm
Please.
hungover and sleep, and she's like, when we starting?
It's like I said with this. This was from you biting the table with her instead of her biting the table from you. But anyway, that's the end of the show on that note. This has been Not a Clue Podcast. Remember, you can find us here at Spreaker.com/show/Not a Clue Podcast. Find us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Not a Clue Podcast. Find us on the Twitter thingy at Not a Clue Pod. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. First name of the channel is Not a Clue, all one word. Second is podcast. Not a Clue Podcast is at Instagram. That's about it. Oh, Not a Clue Podcast at Yahoo.com. I still haven't checked that. So if you send us a message, I'm sorry. That's about it. Jason, thank you for coming on the show. We'll be enjoying that food in a couple minutes. As always, Kenneth, thank you for being the intern.
I mean, I'm unpaid, so I am here
How many
to.
players are in MLB?
How many players? Well, you have 25 times the amount of teams. 26 if you do the double headers. That's a lot of fucking players. So you got 757, basically 800 players.
Because I got players on my team that are ranked 700.
There's 800 players, technically.
This is stupid.
I got offered a couple of trades today, but because I was doing, getting ready for this.
There's a lot less than there is in football when you
Can't
got
take
56
no one to
people
take
on the
fucking
field,
Shohei Ohtani.
on the roster.
Well, I I can't remember. The guy I'm
Yes,
playing
but
against this
no.
week actually offered me like
Because you
2
also gotta
trades.
think
He wants
baseball, middle
Manny
of the
Manny
season,
Machado
though.
really bad.
I'm taking this guy out. of
Derek
my
Jeter,
AAA,
whoever
moving this
Derek
guy
Jeter is.
down.
Been trying to trade him.
So
Yeah, he's been trying to trade with me for a month,
Yeah, since the beginning of the season, pretty much. But he offers trades.
and then rescinds him immediately.
No, if you were offering it, it would be a great trade for you. But like he'll offer me like, all right, for Patel Marte.
Oh, you mean he does a CD?
No, yeah.
So-
No, I offer trades that are mutually beneficial.
No, you don't.
Name one.
I think because somebody didn't win last year, he's a little
Name
sore
one that was
about the
mutually
trade he
beneficial.
made.
But like he'll offer like for Patel Marte, who's fucking raking this shit, playing almost MVP type ball. He'll offer like Matt Carpenter and Ryan Presley.
For me, he wants Manny Machado. He's giving me a shortstop in return, Simeon, but I have an overloaded first base already with Voit and Votto. He offered me Josh Bell. But I'm looking at it this way. It's tough to... I have to get rid of one of those two. But still, I mean, Votto, second half of the season, he always hits very well. And then he offered me 2 trades at the same time. It's whichever one was better, because they're both for Machado.
I was gonna say, I thought this was the end of the show.
Oh well, you mentioned it. I'll tell you what the other one was. The other one was Vlad Guerrero Jr., Simeon, and D. Gordon for Machado. Yeah, he's yeah. This is the 3rd time he's offered me Vlad. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I take that back. It's not just Machado. One time he was trying to get Arenado and Machado.
For D. Gordon and Vlad Guerrero.
I think it was Vlad Guerrero, Simeon, a pitcher, like 2 pitchers. It was like he offered me like 6 players for 2.
This isn't the real Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
Like I mean, like that Josh Bell one piques my interest
I would take
because he's a 300. But Machado's getting hot right now. He's got like 6 home runs and all.
Player to be named later.
We can do that now.
But anyway, as I said, thank you so much. This has been Not a Clue podcast. We'll see you guys next week. Yeah. So next week we'll be back on the air 6:15
Ish.
Yeah, I got to throw the ish. But anyway,
That's how long my Taco Bell takes.
I'm Brad.
I'm not.
Well, technically, we don't have to go on at 6:15 now. We can go on at 6:30 to give him more time.
No,
All right.
6:15 is fine.
Okay, because
I pretty much
because now I don't have to hurry up and get to sleep. Like normally, I'd be like, shit, I am already had to be out the door and gone.
Yeah, but you gotta get home to watch your wrestling shit.
Yeah, that's fine. It's on DVR, so I can just
So he's just trying to get you out of here.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna stick around for about 2 hours.
You know I will go to sleep with you sitting right here.
You've done it before. But anyway,
Right there.
yeah, and in there.
I fall asleep in there. I tried to.
Well, you relaxed for a little bit and maybe drifted for a second, then vomited again.
No, I was fucking exhausted from trying to vomit.
So this has been Not a Clue podcast. I'm Brad.
I'm not.
That's CD,
Intern Kenneth.
and
Jason.
that's Jason, and then
He joined mid-show.
and Aaron also chimed in
Aaron
today.
chimed in with that.
Do you want to say goodbye? No, okay. Solara, do you want to say goodbye? You want to yell goodbye? No, okay. Bella, do you want to say goodbye? No, all right. Oh, there. That. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys next week.
Black Lives Matter, Wakanda Forever.